Welcome back to What She Said Sports, everybody. All right. So let me just start off with the congratulations. But first, welcome and welcome back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I think we're close to 4,800 on the other side of 4,750. Thank y'all so much. If you're just hanging out with us, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Won't cost you anything. And if you change your mind, which I doubt, um, you know, you can change your mind. But I want to give a huge shout out to two Colorado Buffs, possibly three. Jordan Seaton was posted today uh, by Clutch Sports, so it's safe to say that that's his representation. And the other day, Coach Prime said uh, Jordan Seaton is an easy top five pick. Now y'all know how I feel about this, right? I saw Jordan Seaton video he made, and he's walking, in the hallway at CU. They have the big NFL logo. They need to go ahead on and put that CFL logo up there too. Um, and he just walked past it and kind of, touched on it like he can't wait. That's the goal. And I just was like cringe, right? Because what's going on with Shedeur and some of the other guys. And I said, I said, for Coach Prime to say, he a top five pick easy, that means Coach Prime thinks things are going to change. And, one of the things that we have a responsibility to do, and I don't mean us directly, but as fans, make sure that these schools who are trying to navigate these kids to the dreams they want to go, long held dream of getting to the NFL, know what it really is and what it's really not. So, like, we're talking about beyond financial coaching. We're talking about beyond, trying not to get roped up in something legal. We're talking about the reality of what it is and what it is not. No more of this from the outside. It looks like the place to be. You're going to get to be all that you dream to be. No, you're not. No, you're not. And you might not get treated right. And actually, leaving CU, in my opinion, where you are held to a high standard, you probably going to take a step down. I'm just saying, your bank account going to go up, but you're not broke, and you're going to make more money, but you don't need to go into this blind. Like, nobody else needs to be blindsided by what it really is and the mentality, and you're expected to submit, and they're going to try to teach you and this, that, and that. The reality needs to come on out. Just come on out. And I think if we do that, right, I think if we're honest about what it is, instead of making it look like, it's expensive, it's glamorous, it's chic, this is where all the money is. Yes, it's where the racism is too. And it's gonna bite you if you don't move a certain way. So, not saying they need to give in to anything, but this is where they want to go. So I think it's on us to teach them what it really is. And that there are other options, but if this is what you want to do, then this is what it really is. That's all I'm saying. So Jordan Seaton seems to be repped by Clutch Sports. Seems like Juju already has David Mulligetta, right? Big time. Clutch, big time. And DJ McKinney has been named to the Senior Bowl 300 list. So even before any snap of the ball has occurred, Seaton is on the rise. And I think Seaton have one more year, right? So after this year, he's a sophomore. He'll play his junior year. So he's already engaged early with Clutch Sports. And I don't think they were just being nice. In fact, the post was him and another player, and I don't think that player went to CU. So it's two of their newest signees, I'm imagining, at Clutch Sports. So that means Jordan Seaton is on his way. He have this year to finish out and next year, and then he'll be headed to the next level. So congratulations to Jordan Seaton. Also, Juju, all the guys with the NIL deal for Taco Bell. That's wonderful. Draylon Miller, Gibson, who just got there, Juju, and Jordan Seaton. Those are the stars. They're the future of CU. And now people are calling Colorado NILU, because not only can you play as a freshman, you're going to make, in addition to your NIL check that you get from the school, you're going to make bank with NIL deals. So Coach Prime has CU and the players set up real nice. Happy to see Seaton already engaged with representation. Happy to see DJ McKinney getting accolades all over the place. So now all they got to do is go and ball out. So what we're going to talk about tonight, in addition to Shedeur is back at practice, we're going to talk about the Buffs prediction. Now, somebody that I follow on X, y'all probably have heard of this channel, Osakin's Ducktail. People really believe that it's Osakin, but they say it's not. But they have a lot of information, so I guess it's not. Maybe they just on the inside and they just thought that was a cute name. They came up with a win-loss. So we're gonna talk about this. But before we get into that, we're gonna talk about Shedeur is back at practice, right? So I have some footage we're gonna take a look at. Fans were just happy to see him, right? And of course he's balling out, right? Throwing dimes. So we want to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about CU two quarterback system. Something we've talked about previously, but it looks like we're going to have a two quarterback system. Now, we got three quarterbacks, but I don't know why we're not counting three. Maybe Ponder got more time. Maybe because we brought Caden in. It's just best to go ahead on and get him going, and then we get Juju engaged early, and maybe next year we have Juju and Ponder. Ponder might be gone. I'm just going to go ahead on and say that now. I see him in practice. He wears number 22. He seems to be a dog, and he has an arm on him. So if he has everything else in addition to the arm, he probably going to be gone. Because as you can see, Juju is the future of CU, and because he's so young, he's going to be around for about 4 years, even though he could leave in 3 because he came in so early. Unless he redshirts, he could be around probably 4 years. So we're going to talk about that. But before we get into that, I want to shout out Osakin for posting this today. It's a scripture, and it really speaks to how everybody feels, right? It says, may those who try to destroy me be humiliated and put to shame. It said, may those who take delight in my trouble be turned back in disgrace. Psalms 40:14. I was like, this is it. This is it right here. This is how everybody feels. This is what everybody wants. We know what it's about. It could be about something else, but we know what it's also about. And it fits the situation perfectly. And that's one of the things I love about Bucky. He will always move to scripture, right? Of course, he'll use his music too. And they all do use music as a relief. But for sure, he'll always turn to scripture to help, guide his emotions and how he feels about things and what he thinks should happen. So if y'all don't know this from 40:14 Psalms, this the one. May those who try to destroy me be humiliated and put to shame. May those who take delight in my trouble be turned back in disgrace. And whoever you pictured when you were reading this or hearing it is who it's about. That's exactly who it's about. So we don't even have to say it. That's what it is, right? So welcome everybody. We're gonna get going. I'm just happy. Let's move on to Mr. Shedeur. So Shedeur Sanders at practice today, and everybody was happy to see it. Now, as it turns out, today was the last day that they could film team practice, or they couldn't film the team practice. I guess that's when they do the 11 on 11. So you can't film that, but I guess this is not that, so they can film it. So they're not hiding anything if you don't hear anything about the 11 on 11 or team practice. But as you can see, Mr. Shedeur Sanders was stretching his obliques from side to side, trying to keep himself warmed up. See, that's what happened because they had him on the side, just sitting over there, right? You got to keep these players, engaged and moving around. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's just how it goes. And first, what was that? Shoulder soreness from the start and stopping. And then while everybody else is practicing, they just have him over there. And so now, you see him basically keeping his obliques engaged. And everybody was just happy to see this first, right? I think I posted a still of this on my X, and people liked it because we just happen to see Shedeur get back out there. Now, everybody's already predicting how many games he's going to win. If he's going to play this Saturday, turns out whatever day the game is, turns out Kenny Pickett is not playing. I think it's Saturday. Kenny Pickett is not playing. So I'm thinking Flacco and Gable. That's what I'm thinking. Because here's a shot of Shedeur throwing the ball. Now, it's not any of the ones. So that tells me that they must be rolling with Dylan and Flacco. Or they think Flacco going to carry the whole game. So check this out. Oh. So, I have to turn down any sound because you don't never know. Oh, that's the same one. I thought that was the one that was uh oh, maybe it'll come up. That's it right there. That's it right there. This is the wrong footage, but that's the right one. It's the right one, it's the wrong one. So Shedeur was throwing to somebody. Again, I don't know who it is. Um, number 84, 54, somebody. I don't know who it is. So that tells me he was not working out with the ones. And people said, imagine if he was throwing that ball to Tillman or Jerry Judy, right? So that means if Pickett is not playing and Shedeur is not working out with the ones that we could see, I mean, he's doing well. He's doing well. But not working out with the ones, that would lead you to believe what? That Dylan is, and it's going to be Dylan and Flacco. I have no problem with that. I have absolutely no problem with that. Why? I mean, you say he better than Shedeur, so put him out there. That's what I say. I say put him out there. They're going to try to get him to redeem himself. So be it, right? Either it's going to be super easy for Flacco or it's just going to be easy for Dylan. Either way, just put him out there because it's supposed to be a real dress rehearsal, right? And if it's a real dress rehearsal, I would expect to see something more than check down or no action plays. I would expect to see more than that, right? So I'm okay if Shedeur doesn't play. So let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like how do you feel about two things? How do you feel about seemingly, if it's the case, Shedeur still not with the ones? How you feel about that? And how do you feel about the game, the Rams being, let's say, primarily Flacco and Dylan? Let me know your thoughts about those things. All right. So I'll show this one again because I think I grabbed the wrong footage. So basically, Shedeur's back. He was throwing dimes in the other video, and it looked really good. It's already on social media everywhere, so you probably could see it. So I'm just proud, I'm just proud that he's out there. But he looked so good that it really had people talking about how many games he would play in, how many games he would win. And you know what I thought was hilarious? So you had some Cleveland radio people who were upset, right? That Shedeur didn't get the first team reps and Dylan is still in front of him. But when they were discussing how many games he would win, they was like, one. I'm like, so you did all this yelling and screaming thinking he gonna win one game? Come on now. I was like, okay, this is why I don't follow y'all right now. I'm like, I was trying. I was really trying. You did all that yelling and screaming and hooping and hollering. Why did you draft him, Andrew Berry? Kevin Stefanski, you're not treating him fairly. But then when you talk about how many games he gonna win, you say one. I'm like, you must be performing. Because who does all that yelling and screaming for somebody to get an opportunity? And out of 12 or 17 games, you think he gonna win one. That means you think he gonna play two. Or he gonna play one. I was like, you be trying. I really be trying with these people, but it don't work out. It don't work out. So I don't want to predict how many games he gonna win. Hell, if he play in 8, he gonna win 8. That's how I feel. That's how I feel, and I also feel the same way about Colorado. That's why I wanted to look at the win loss that Osaka's Ducktail posted. Cause I was like, why do y'all keep saying we gonna lose to this one particular school and this other school? I'm like, I think people shell shocked from last year. Hell, from what I can see, Coach Prime said we got 8 O linemen that can start 8. All the running backs can go, and I watched them practice. Yeah, they all can go. The O line is nasty. The O line was beating up on the D line, in football terminology, and the D line is good. So in the last 2 weeks, these dudes have come on like gangbusters. And, Coach Prime is talking to them about, hey, this is almost over and it ain't got started yet. And it's going to go real fast. So, they started school, I guess, tomorrow or something like that. So Coach Prime has strict rules, right? You already know you can't wear no white socks to practice. You can't wear no slides if you have in-class class. They sending people around to check the classrooms and they looking to see if you in there and you better be dressed nice. He said everybody's supposed to have their supplies. He gave them the day off. So they could get everything they need for the first day of class. He said, go ahead and get your little fits when you want to wear it on campus. He said he don't want to see no wife beaters. He don't want to see no hoodies in class with no headphones on. He said, and if you in class online, he said, you better have on clothes, a real shirt, no t-shirt, and you better not be walking around with no clothes on, because apparently that's what happened last year. Somebody kept walking around on the online classes undressed. I'm like, some people just weird. And Coach Prime said, don't get on the list, because when people get on the list, they usually don't get off, and we got to get them up out of here. So he just gave it to him straight. He said, now the first week of college, he said this. What happens the first week of college? And all the players was like, get busy, whatever. And he said, right, no means no. He said, that's all that's gonna happen the first week. No means no. So he laid the law. And I was like, you gotta respect it, right? You gotta respect it. So, I just feel like Coach Prime is doing a real good job. He's setting standards for these players, right? And I saw like a headline or two that said Coach Prime is too old school. I think it was Shannon Sharp. I didn't watch it. I'm like, Shannon, what you mean he too old school? I wouldn't even say that. I'm like, Shannon, you really shouldn't say that. You need some old school right now. You need some old school right now. So I think Coach Prime is doing a fantastic job with having these guys to basically follow the rules and understand what the consequences are if you don't follow the rules. We gonna get you up out of here. So I like it, right? And he said it. Don't be sitting in the back of the class. You got to sit in the, somewhere near the front. In other words, he don't just want you in there with some headphones on and a hoodie, sitting in the back, and you think somebody else gonna do your work. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. And I think that's how you get to the natty, to be honest. Because how many times has it been, whether it's a Super Bowl or whether it's like a championship game or a bowl game, players get locked up. They get in trouble. They get suspended. It happens. So I think this way, it keeps the players on track because they could have a phenomenal season. They have a phenomenal team. Hell, they got 3 or 4 quarterbacks. And they likely going to play 2. Now, I don't know how they going to do it, but I think they're going to have a 2 quarterback system. Let me know your thoughts about that too, because, we're going to get to the comments. I don't know how I feel about it. As long as it ain't 5. As long as it's not 5. I mean, I kind of want to see Ponder in there too, right? Like when the score is up real high, if we go with Juju and Cater, and I don't mean interrupt the game like that, like the red zone offense, something like that. I want when the score is high, I want Ponder to get in there. I think that's good, right? I don't know, Matt, Ryan Saab's aspirations. I don't know if he wants to go to I don't know if he want to go to the NFL. I mean, maybe, right? But I know I would like to see Ponder out there. I mean, it's enough football out there, right? Especially if it looks like, let's say we go undefeated. Let's say we go 6-0. What's the first thing we know? We go into a bowl game. So you got to stretch these players out so they can be healthy towards the end. So for the rest of the game, right? I'm not saying we take our foot off the gas, but let's just rotate just the quarterback just a little bit. Just a little bit to make sure we have who? Cater Salter for the rest of the season to get us to the playoffs, to get us to the Big 12 playoffs, to the championship, and hell, maybe to the Natty. Colorado has a phenomenal team. I watch them, and I'm starting to learn people's names. And like I saw RJ number 5 balling out, number 49. The linemen on defense, they turned. They not polite. They turned. Quincy somebody. Quincy Wiggins. I think that might be who it is. Number 49 turned. The whole running back room, including number 36. It's like they hungry. You could see it. It's like they just want to go. And how we saw one player hurdle over another one. I watched another clip where I don't know if it was the same player or another player jump over somebody else and landed in a tuck and roll like he been in gymnastics. I'm like, okay, we got a squad. We got a squad. We definitely got a run game. We definitely have quarterbacks. We definitely have an O-line. We definitely have a D-line. We know we got a wide receiver room. We know we got kickers. I don't know much about special teams, but I'm pretty sure they probably turn too. And I mean, we got safeties, corners. We got the secondary, right? We already have what's his name? Number 4. He changed his number. Preston Hodge, who already had accolades coming to the season. I think, and then DJ McKinney getting his accolades. I'm just saying, and y'all know we have guys that came from other schools that's trying to get out there and get that shine. We have a squad. So let me know what you think about two quarterback system. Yes, we talked about it last season, after the season, off season, and people didn't like it because they said it was disruptive. But when you see Juju ball out, and Caden, you see him, I feel like they be hiding him because they don't want people to see what he gonna do. When you see these guys ball out and you see Ponder, you don't know what we coming with. I like that. You don't know what we coming with. Caden is the starter. None of that Stefanski mess where, okay, you the week 1 starter, you the week 2 starter. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Caden is the starter, but then on certain plays, depending on who we playing, just to kind of keep it spicy, you have a red zone offense. And then maybe sometime instead of Juju running a red zone offense, depending on the opponent, maybe it's Ponder. And then sometimes, maybe down the line, as we get to the back half, maybe it's Ryan Staub. I don't think it's anything wrong with that. I think if Caden is the salter, plays the majority of the snaps, red zone offense, you can rotate them guys throughout the season. And it don't have to be every game, right? It could be at the beginning, the middle, and the end. What y'all think about that? So I kind of like it. And I think that's where we hit it, whether we like it or not. So let me know in the comments what you think about the 2 QB system. And let's talk about this list. All right. So Osakas Ducktail shared this. Don't know if he put it together. Didn't really care for it because I feel like it's not negative, but I don't like it. It said we're going to win against Georgia Tech. We're going to lose. No, we're going to win against Delaware. So we're going to go what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go 7-0. We're going 7-0, and we're going to lose to Utah? Why does everybody think we're losing to Utah? What have they done? I mean, I know we're going to be at Utah. It's the Rockies. What is it? The Rumble in the Rockies. It's a rivalry game. But I have seen people say we're going to lose this game. What the hell is it so special about Utah this year? Considering did we beat them last year? And then we have Arizona. We're going to beat West Virginia, Arizona State. Now, that's special, right? Because if you said we were going to lose a game, I mean, I would think you would say we're going to lose to the team that went to the playoffs for the Natty. I would think you would say that. I'm not saying we're going to lose that game, but I don't know why people are so stuck on Utah. And then Kansas State. Now, I don't know why people think we are going to lose to Kansas State. You have to be honest about that game. What happened in that game? Right? Shiloh came back too soon. He was trying to get out there, and he was trying to do what? He was trying to win because we needed his speed. Let's just be honest. We needed his speed, and he knew it. So he had to get back out there. But he was too rusty. He had been gone for 3 to 4 weeks. He was too rusty, came back too soon. Arm was still a little fractured. He tried it. He really tried to do the right thing. He has a good heart, but it didn't work out. And for whatever reason, we couldn't stop the run. Now, that ain't on Shiloh. If you see the way Shiloh played in Tampa as a free safety, he in the back. And there's a defensive line and maybe a strong safety up there first before you get to Shiloh. So it tells you that the defensive line had a weakness last year because Shiloh had to do all the damn tackling. I'm like, why all these people? That's why we didn't have a run game. I mean, I think that's the offensive line. But on the defensive line, the other team's offense was getting to Shiloh and Carter Stoudemire and Preston Hodges and DJ McKinney. They were getting that too much. I don't want to see that this year because that means somebody not doing their job. That means somebody's not doing their job. And on X, somebody dropped a poll that says, what do you really think about Livingston, Doc Livingston? It was like, how would you rate it like a scale of 1 to 10? So I'm going to ask y'all. A 6? I think CU sees him as the successor to Coach Brian. That's what I think. But I didn't really care for some things last year, right? And I just kind of feel like, I'm not saying he was hyped. I'm not saying that. But there was some tall expectations that came from the league. I think it was Cincinnati. Look at Cincinnati defense right now. Cincinnati defense is trash. Like, for real. Like if Flacco play that game, he probably gonna win by himself. That's the one they could put Dylan out there because their defense is trash. And I'm like, and our defense wasn't so high. Sometimes it wasn't consistent. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Livingston? Drop the number and tell me what the number means when you drop it. You can put Livingston and put the number. I'm just curious to see what y'all think. So getting back to the schedule, yeah, Kansas State, I think we're gonna win that game. I think things are different. We have a running game. We have a better O line, and they are big, and they mean, and they exactly what you need an O line to be. They not polite, and they not running around here jealous of other people and doing other things. I don't think nobody's gonna be selling the O line up the river, which is why they have 8 that can start, because I think the right side, they're gonna rotate that. And I think that's due to trauma. I really do. I think they felt like last year they couldn't trust it. So they're gonna rotate. And he said we got 8 that can go. So I think we're gonna take that game. I say 12-0, but I gotta see some of these other teams. I don't think we're gonna lose any more than 1, maybe 2. If we lose the third game, it's because they didn't got beside themselves. Like that one game we lost. So was that Stanford? I think that was Stanford that we played, and we were up at halftime and came back and got beat down. And y'all know the guy, the one that beat out Travis, number 13, Aya Minor. Y'all know he played with Cam Ward. He's a Tennessee Titan receiver, or is he a defender? I can't. I think he beat Travis. Travis is 2-way, so I think he's a receiver. Well, anyway, yeah, he's a receiver. He beat Travis in that game. That's the game that Travis was exposed. Aya Minor. He plays in the NFL with Cam Ward. So if y'all like watching him play, he's pretty good. He on the Titans. So, all right, let's get back to the schedule. So anyway, just thought I would drop that off. I thought he was pretty good. So Arizona, West Virginia, Arizona State, Kansas State. All right, so they have us losing. Oh no, we're winning. See, how they have us winning the Big 12 against Utah, the championship, but we gonna lose to them in the regular season? What is that about? Let me know your thoughts, cause I'm not seeing it. I mean, if I can beat you at the back end of the season, why can't I beat you at the front end of the season? So anyway, they said we're gonna lose 2 games. We're gonna win the championship. So I think that's 13 games. So we really gonna lose to Kansas State. I disagree. I think we're a different team. We're a different team. We're a much better team. We're more well-rounded. Again, we check off the boxes everywhere, right? The only unit I don't see as much as I would like to see, like I see the wide receivers a lot, right? I would like to see the secondary just a little bit more. Now I see Omarion and DJ McKinney going up for it, or DJ McKinney and JoJo. Matter of fact, 8-on-8. That's what I saw. But like, I need to see Bayard, and I need to see I think the guy that came from Florida State, Antonio Branch Jr. I need to see him. There's a lot of people. I'm like, I need to see the secondary. I can't see the secondary. Like I see a lot of Juju, but I need to see Caden a little more. But maybe that's intentional. And I'm thinking that's why I don't see the secondary. So let me know your thoughts about that too. So I say we're going undefeated. I mean, it's early. I'm not going to predict we're going to lose. But based on the teams they said we're going to lose to, I say we take Kansas State with the W. This, not that. This is different. And we almost won that game. And we got cheated at the end with pass interference. Shedeur kept us in that game. And he run game wasn't working out. So he threw it up and a pass interference and all of this, that, and the other. And it was just too late. That's all it was. So we could have won that game if there was another quarter. We could have came back like we always do. So I think we're going to win. So y'all know that the Avery Johnson fella, he goes to the Manning passing camp. So, his head already big. It was big before then. So, that's going to be a nice matchup too, right? Because I'm sure he feel like he owned one. But it's more the quarterbacking than passing. And remember, he a little dual threat, like a little Josh Allen. So that'll be a fun game for sure. And we play that game at their home. Maybe that's why they said we was going to lose it. But I'm not ready to say we losing anything yet. And I'm not being overly optimistic. We have a squad. We have a squad. And we finally got what we wanted. Size. Didn't we want that? Size and intensity. We got it. We got it. So I say we going undefeated in the regular season. That's how I feel. But I have to do some research. So let me hop over here to the comments and see what y'all talking about on the various questions that I asked and see what y'all saying. All right. So if you've been rocking with us, you got to drop off. That's cool too. We appreciate it. 167 of us. We get ready to go through the comments and see what they talking about. So let me know your prediction for the win-loss for CU, including the championship. Now, he didn't predict us on the bowl game, but he did give us the championship. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey, B. Thomas, how you doing? It said, thank God Shedeur is back. With Jimmy Haslam grinning, watching him like he the owner of a prize racehorse, and KS with his back turned to Shedeur. Oh, Lord Jesus, I didn't watch him. Glad I didn't see that. Thank you for that, B. Thomas. I appreciate it. Gemini say, how you doing? It says, please, everybody on your way in, smash the like button. Yes, yes, yes. It says, Peter. How you doing, Peter? Welcome, welcome back. Hey, Sonia. How you doing? Tina, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Peter said, let's go, let's get it. Facts. Sharon, how you doing? Joyce, how you doing? 12 back and aiming missiles. Facts, right? And then we have Chocolate. Hey, 313, how you doing? How you doing? Gracie, how you doing? My day one, I appreciate it. B. Thomas said, Jordan Seaton has trained and transformed his physique. He exudes confidence. Right. He looked like a little pro. If you watch him in some video where he working out with an NFL player named Trent, somebody, don't know who that is. They were working like in a sand pit with volleyball, on the beach. And he had on blue. I was like, this Jordan Seaton? Totally different. Totally different. It said if you start as a freshman, you are that guy. Facts. And we got another player coming in from IMG. And we're pursuing a guy from Louisville and Florida State. I'm like, boy, we staying on Florida State's head. I'm like, oh, man. It said too many players walk away broker than when they start. They need to use this NIL to begin to build their futures with or without NIL. Facts. It said like the Buffs player going to dental school. Agreed. And you know what? I think some of these guys, early on, maybe coming in to see you, they might feel one way. But, I listened to some players. I think Draylon Miller, when they did like a backstory on him, and he had family come up from his hometown. One of the guys, they grew up playing ball together. He said he just lost the passion for it. So, he just cheers on Draylon. No jealousy. He just don't want to do it no more. And that's how it is for a lot of these guys. And I think, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I can see that happening to Travis. I'm not saying he going to lose a passion for the game. I feel like, see, they standing on Travis' head right now. Talking about if he only plays one way, he was a waste of a second round pick, a waste of, giving away a first round pick. If you're saying he can't play or he has the inability to play both ways, that it's a waste of a pick. I'm like, that is, and I know, just from what we could see with Travis, right? I could just see him saying, you know what, when I finish with this 4 years, I'm out. Especially if he's still married. If his marriage makes it that far, and it could, they just got a cute little kitten. I didn't watch the whole video. I just heard about it. And, I'm not wishing them bad, but there are people out here standing on both their heads. I'm just like, good grief. And then now it's happening in the NFL. So the pressure from outside about his marriage, about his wife, the pressure from the inside about his career, people saying went from he can't do it, he got the opportunity to do it. Now they picking him apart. He's injured. Now they saying he's a waste pick. I'm like, no, that's Dylan Gabriel. I don't think Travis is a waste. Even if at wide receiver, because Travis makes hella catches. And people are saying that as a corner, they think that's what he should play. I personally think he's a better wide receiver because he makes the impossible catches. I think you get use out of him every now and then as a corner. So they have him as a second string corner and a first string receiver. And people are saying that's a waste of resources. That's a waste of a pick. Personally, I think after he signed that contract, they was already backpedaling. That's why he went in as a wide receiver first to get the money. That's my thought. Because I felt like they was already backpedaling, saying trying to stand behind the CBA that they don't even respect. Yeah, we don't know how much he's gonna be able to practice because there's rules and limitations to how much a player can practice and how is he gonna do this and how is he gonna do that. I said, oh, they backpedaling. And now it's a waste of a pick. If they make him second at corner, that ain't on Travis. That's not on Travis, right? That's up to the coach. So we'll see how it goes. But I wish him well. But Travis is somebody I could see in 5 years. I mean, if they throw 235 million in his face, he might do it. But Travis is the kind of person, he's not into the Rolexes and the jewelry and the cars. He's not flashy. He's just not into that kind of thing, right? So I could really see him with his endorsements and his current contract at about 40 or 50 mil with incentives. I could see him getting endorsements and get close to 100 mil, and that's out. That's it. That's it. Just so he can go live his life and be with his wife. That's just my thinking. I just think he's gonna get tired of being beat on. That's all I'm saying. It said, I see the Browns website is advertising 12, not 5. Oh, really? What they advertising? That T-shirt and that jersey talking about he showed up and showed out? Let me know. Because that's the one I saw that came to my inbox. It said, Mr. 560, when can we go to what? When can we go to Spondivis? What's that? You're going to have to enlighten us on what that is, Mr. 560. Thank you and welcome. It said, I thought I saw the owner at practice watching Shedeur. Okay, yeah, that's what I think B. Thomas was saying. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Was he nice? He need to be nice. When you see him as the fans can being nice, they done got the message. People are standing on their heads. And just as a reminder, just in case you didn't get the memo today, Target CEO stepped down today because they lost $12 billion. And I'm pretty sure they're going to give him about $12 million to go. But he out of there because of the boycott and the market share. Costco is just raking in the dough. So I don't know about y'all, but I hadn't been to Target. And the funny thing is, I hadn't even been shopping at Amazon. Kroger been getting my money. And honestly, outside of groceries and maybe going shopping, for clothes somewhere else, clearly I'm not going to Target for that. So I feel like the boycott worked. And one of the reasons I think they let him go right now, y'all know Santa Claus is coming. They got rid of him. So they can like, look, we're going to have to let you go because the black people not going to come back for Christmas if you still here. So we're going to have to let you go. Very strategic timing. I'm sure he got a nice parachute package worth double-digit millions, but he out of there. And I'm sure he'll land and get another job because CEOs do, right? I don't know who they're going to bring in, but the boycott worked. And, I posted on X, to whom it may concern, hashtag Browns, hashtag, Browns. Target makes $105 billion annually. The NFL and the Cleveland Browns, I don't even think they hit $1 billion yet. I think they at $500 million. So you might want to watch how you proceed, right? So, yeah, tread carefully. So it's good he was out there. Hopefully he was nice, and he needs to apologize. And Andre Carter need to give Shedeur his too. That's what needs to happen. They need to make it right. You got time to make it right. You got time to make it right. And hurry up. Hurry up. It said, I'm glad you said that because of the NFL sabotage. As a Sanders family man, I had to adjust my expectations and lean on prayer in order to protect my peace. Right. Mm-hmm. You have to, you like, look, these kids, they had this ingrained in them, and they want to do this. You just got to be honest. You always want to protect the young. You always want to protect the future. But, we can't be lying to them no more. I feel like for years people been lying, right? I feel like the people before, the people before this class, in my opinion, owed it to people coming through this class. This ain't what you think it is, right? Like Coach Prime told somebody publicly, I think Travis, don't be in a hurry to sign something that you can't quickly get out of, right? And we see, Shedeur makes his own decisions, but Travis don't really have that. And then Travis come over and they go fishing, and Travis really came to see him. And the NFL thought, oh, hell, we better hurry up and sign Travis before he go back to CU. That's how he got his contract on a Sunday. So just be honest. That's all I'm saying. Just be honest about what it is. That it's a plantation, and that's they like it like that, right? They still using the one drop rule. They still want to have Jim Crow, and your white counterpart probably make more than you. You gonna do less, and you can't say nothing about it. You can file a grievance if you want to. You're gonna get retaliated against. I don't expect to hear you or see you. I expect you to work. And when you off the field, I don't even want to know you exist. That's what it's like for black players. And it ain't fair, but that's what you signing up for. Don't look for loyalty from people who disrespect you publicly, because you ain't gonna get it. So just be honest. Just be honest. Just be honest with these kids. It said, we owe K-State a whipping. Yes, we do. What they did to our receivers last year. Oh, yeah. Wait. Is that the game Omarion got hurt in? Or was that another game? I think our entire wide receiver core got hurt, but I don't know if that's the game Omarion with that hip drop. That was nasty. That was bad. That was bad. And he on his way out too. Coach Prime asked them to raise their hand if they leave it, next year declaring for something the next level. I didn't see who all, but he did ask the question, so he knows who plans on leaving. So, and to me, that's why. And I know it was probably a lot of people like, why the seniors didn't get the Taco Bell? I'm like, because they establishing the future. They got the freshmen and the sophomores. You on your way out the door, right? You got NIL, make it work. That's what all I can say. You just got here, so it ain't gonna happen for you. They trying to. That's a recruiting tool. It's an appreciation tool, but understand it is a recruiting tool for the players that's gonna be around for a while. It said hallelujah and let the choir say amen. Hey BJ, how you doing? Miss Pamela said, hey there everybody. Hey Miss Pamela. 313 say I was very happy to see him practicing. Yes. And he looked good too. He looked good. That's fact. It said 156 watching, 46 hit the like button. Please take a minute and hit the like button. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Gerald said, yep, let DG play. Dylan Gable play. I watched his highlight tape, and he has some flaws in that tape. There is that no one is talking about. Let him play. He is going to implode. Facts. I'm like, your dude Stefanski finna set you up, bro. I just want you to know you ain't gonna be able to be traded back to college. I'm like, high school, elementary school, intramural, nothing. Nobody's gonna want you. He already there. And people, that's why they couldn't sell the 2 interceptions. He played a clean game. What the hell does that even mean? We're not about to sit up here and act like interceptions are okay. No, we're not gonna change the game for Dylan Gable, because that's what they're trying to do. In New Orleans too, their last game is gonna be interesting to see how they try to cheat Spencer Rattler to keep him from the front. And I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if Pickett end up down there. Watch, wouldn't surprise me at all. We're gonna see how hard they try to block him. And Anthony Richardson needs to file a grievance. Even if the NFLPA association is raggedy right now, file it anyway. Because you damned if you do, and you damned if you don't. You can't quit. Yes, you can retire, but you can't just quit. So don't make it worse on yourself by paying fines and not showing up and being disgruntled at work. File a grievance. File a grievance. That's what he needs to do. Because giving Daniel Jones his job made absolutely no sense. Daniel Jones failed for 6 years. And when he left New York, he was on a decline. I looked at his stats. The last 2 years was worse. That means he's on a decline. And to give him the job, there were already 2, 3, and 4 on the depth chart. Why they didn't get the job? Why does it have to be Daniel Jones? And why he didn't compete with J.J. McCarthy? So Anthony Richardson, his lawyers already spoken out. File a grievance. And if you're going to retire, then sue him. They deserve it. It said 12 needs to play. You think he needs to play? Okay, Terry. Why do you think he needs to play, Terry? I'm just curious. Good evening, fam. Glad to be checking in while live. Hey, Nia. How you doing? Welcome back. BJ said, collusion continues. The media is speaking of how great Dylan is and should be number 2. Then let him do it. Please, Lord. That's one of those ones. I'm confident. Go ahead. Because Baltimore coming up. How many games before we get to Baltimore? Is it week 3 or week 4? Is it week 2? See, everybody already sees Cincinnati's defense is trash. That's why they're going to put him out there. But don't be surprised if they try to throw Shedeur out there against Lamar Jackson like they did DTR. But understand this, Kevin Stefanski, I watch him. You don't get Shedeur no first team reps and you put him against the 3-time MVP, it's going to be on. It's going to be on. Because you're not preparing him for that, but you want to turn to him and have him to be readily available. Common sense says get him and Huntley and Dillon together because Pickett seemed like he going to be MIA or in New Orleans. Tell me I'm wrong. Like, no, you're not about to sit up and do to Shedeur what you did to DTR because that's how he thinks. Oh, I'm going to just push Shedeur in and say, well, we don't know we're going to have to play you. Somebody going to be injured magically. Or he just going to say, you know what, Shedeur, just come on in against Lamar Jackson. Nah, you put Dillon in there. Go ahead. I'm like, go ahead. We ain't scared. We just want to see something. I'm like, That's what he would do. I'm serious. So pay attention. They already know Cincinnati defense is trash, or so they think. It did look pretty bad, though. I was like, yep, Flacco can win this game by himself. Practically exhausted with Kevin Stefanski and the crew. Give yourself some peace. Tune it out, because I did. Tune it out. I know Shedeur practice because Daniel Oyefuse and Cameron Justice from the Channel 5 News talked about it. Other than that, I wasn't paying attention to nobody else. I muted the Mary Cabot lady. I don't want to see nothing from her. And I saw that interview with Myles Garrett. One of their reporters tried it. And he said, yeah, I don't want to talk about anything off the field. I mean, I was like, why would you ask him that? You were supposed to be asking him about football. Are you going to ask Isaiah Bond anything? I want to see you do it. I want to see you do it. Because I think they pick it at Myles Garrett. But we're going to see if they keep it a buck and ask Isaiah Bond about his off-the-field issues. And Quinshon Judkins, is he back yet? I don't even know if he's back yet. I'm not watching if Shedeur don't play. Right, Miss Pamela? Oh, and I heard. So I told y'all, right? I know his sponsors had to be, upset about this. How about the advertisers? How about the advertisers that's paying premium dollars thinking Shedeur playing and then he ain't playing? I heard that was a problem because the advertisers had something to say because he didn't play. They're like, look here, we're not paying you $10 million a spot for that. We thought he was playing. Because think about it. They have Shedeur on all of their social media. They post about him like he's a first string, year one, number two overall pick, don't they? He's the face of their franchise in the NFL shop. They sent it out post with Shedeur only advertising his jersey, a t-shirt saying he came and he showed up and showed out. They advertised him alongside Cam Ward, who's the star in Tennessee, Saquon Barkley, who's a star in Philly, and Jackson Dart, who they want to make the star in New York. So you're doing all of this, and advertisers are seeing it, right? They know he's with Nike, know he's with Gatorade. They want to get in on it. And you don't put him in the game. Nah, they're not. And you don't buy advertising at the last minute. I mean, you can, but when you plan ahead, you paying premium dollars, believing he's gonna play. And Stefanski likes that game. Yeah, we'll see when we get later in the week. We'll see. That's just what he does. Like right now, we know Pickett not playing. We're going to assume Flacco is going to start the game. But again, it's not week one. He said Flacco was the week one starter. So is it Shedeur and Huntley and Dillon? Or is it Dillon and Huntley? Like, why are we playing games, bro? What's today? Today, Wednesday. They play on Saturday, and we don't know who the starters are. That's the kind of foolishness he does. Like, he just want to make it everybody sit on the edge of their seat. We're not sitting on the edge of our seat. We're going to tune you out until we hear Shedeur. It started. Just like the whole practice video. I wasn't paying attention to them. When I saw it come past my feed, I said, oh, Shedeur back. And that's what people are going to do. So he wasting his time. He is wasting his time. It said, it's fine. Let Dillon and Flacco think it up. And then Shedeur come and show out. Right. And that's another thing, too. I don't know why it is that it's not like this had happened before in the league. This just happened last year. This exact scenario. You had a number one first round pick, first year starter. and Michael Penix Jr. should be inherent QB1, and you go and get aging, coming off of an Achilles, I think, Kirk Cousins, at the age of 36, and it didn't work out. Surprise. And guess who had to try to save the season? Michael Penix Jr. And when that didn't work, because I don't think they wanted it to work, the first thing they did after the playoff game was over or something like that, Michael Penix Jr. gonna be the starter next year because wasn't nobody gonna buy them tickets. Atlanta don't play. They're like, well, we ain't coming back. Hell, I stopped watching the moment I watched them through preseason last year because I wanted to see Michael Penix Jr. And I was like, oh, he doing good. In practice, they're going to let him play. Then they started all of this jazz. He needs to sit and learn behind Kirk Cousins. I'm like, Michael Penix Jr. was the most NFL-ready QB last year. It should do it this year. Sit and learn from who for what? He not going to learn nothing from him. And I went to one game, and they didn't play Michael Penix Jr., and I never went back. And I still can't get into the Falcons. I just couldn't do it. And that's what's happening with Cleveland. I'm like, when I'm done, I'm done. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm like, to the point, I'm like, let me see what's going on with Spencer Rattler and the Saints, because I know they're playing over there too. So they wasting their time. People just going to tune out. And them advertisers and them sponsors going to be hot. So he was out there today. Hopefully he was nice to Shedeur. He got time to fix this. Be respectful. I don't want him to play and still believe that it's wrong for him not to be practicing with the ones. I agree. Shedeur don't have nothing to prove. It said, let Dylan look like trash. Yeah, I'm like, let him go on out there. He healthy, right? We good. Roger said, good evening. How you doing, Roger? It says, Tony said, Terry said, however many he played, he gonna win them all. That's what I said. I said, you know what? Y'all up here hooping and hollering, mad because they won't get him first team reps and they won't put him in front of Dillon, but you say he gonna win one game. So how many you think he gonna play in? I think they said 2. You did all this for 2 games? Oh my God. And I said the same thing, Terry. I said, if he play 8, he gonna win 8. I'm like, y'all get out of here. Y'all act like the NFL is so superior and so hard. No, it's not. It's just not. I'm like, no. Shedeur know that playbook. Hell, he can read the other team's defenses already. Come on. Hell, he can read. He been studying their own defense. He said it. I need to learn our own defense. You haven't seen him be bad yet. It's not gonna happen. That's wishful thinking, but too bad because it ain't gonna happen. It doesn't matter if he get reps with the ones. Shedeur has more reps with the equipment manager, and he still balled out. That's facts. So, okay. So, first team reps, screw it. We don't even need it. We don't even care. He going to get them reps in the game, practice, or whatever. So, okay. So, we're going to move on from the first team reps. We don't even care about it no more. Yes, he should have it. For legal purposes, we're going to care about it. But for winning's sake, he doesn't need it. So, it's 2 different things. It's 2 different things. Legality and winning. 2 different things. So, I agree with you. He's going to be fine, Kevin. Thank you. Gemini said, it's about to be live bullets coming out. It said, Dylan going to get smashed playing real first team. Right. That's why I'm like, Kevin Stefanski didn't do him no favor. I'm like, he's setting you up to fail. How many times have y'all heard me say, who he really trying to embarrass? Because this crazy. Like, you can't put him out here like this. He done had 160 reps. And he was propped up in bubble wrap with helmets and scooters and everything. He still failed. I'm like, what you think gonna happen when he get out here with a real team in a real game? That's fast paced. That's one of the things that they feel like the ones can bring, but I ain't worried about that. Shedeur been playing football for a long time. So they said with Dylan, I don't know. They said it was some particular plays that was happening. I guess when you took away the read or something, he just couldn't. It's like he couldn't get it. I don't know what was going on. I never watched the game. I couldn't do it. But I saw the numbers. I saw the stats. It just wasn't good. I know the first 5 games, Cleveland will be 0-5. Flacco probably be in there for a few series. Then Shedeur might play in the 4th. They lie about the injury. If they don't lie about the injury. Okay, so you feel like they're going to rotate within the game. Well, I do know that you're onto something because they did have DTR, who was a fifth round pick. And they already was comparing Shedeur to DTR, but that got blown out the water after the Panthers game because Shedeur looked like a pro. Um, DTR was in the game with Flacco. So they did play at the same time. And Kevin Stefanski will probably do the same thing. I'm thinking it'll be Dylan. He'll probably give Dylan the easy stuff to do. And it's going to be against easy teams. It said better sit in the front of the class, right, at CU. They not, Coach Prime not playing. Sanders will be traded by Thanksgiving. Okay. Threaten us with a good time. Hey, Z Corp Alpha, welcome back. Threaten us with a good time. It said, Chocolate said 313. I want Dylan to play every game. That means he will probably he wanted to play the whole season. It said Prime is teaching life lessons. He did it last year. Yeah. Yeah, he's not playing no games. And apparently, if people getting in trouble, they getting up out of there, and we don't even know who it is. And clearly, we're not missing nobody. So he not playing. He said, if you on the list, then you probably not gonna get off of it. So we're gonna get you up out of here. He not playing. And he said it. He said, y'all eat 3 meals a day. You know they getting paid. I mean, they living the life. I mean, they living the life. They not eating ramen noodles and stuff like that, or just cafeteria food. Like they get a check and they still get 3 meals a day. So all you gotta do is put gas in your car and you go to classes online. Cause last year Juju was in class online. Oh no, I think it was the beginning of this year. I think he took summer classes or something he was taking online. So imagine you don't even have to go to the campus. You got money, you get 3 meals. That's the time you go to the campus. You get something to eat 3 times a day. You get a check, which is probably pretty decent. You buy you some clothes, put some gas in your car. You can go out on a date. I mean, your rent's paid, your tuition's paid. They living the life, bro. And I saw their apartments. They look nice. I was like, geez. Caleb had looked like a 2-bedroom. I'm like, so you got a whole room just for you two? Gosh, okay. I mean, we was in suite and we had to share a bathroom. So they living it up. That's why Coach Prime is so hard on them. He like, we giving y'all a lot. I expect some things in return. So I agree. I ain't mad at him because they footing a big fat bill for them to live like that. And you get out there and act like you can't play. He said he don't want to see nobody with a bad attitude. He was asking people, like, he said, do you ever see Ben show up and not giving his all and in a bad mood? You don't think things happen? No, he checks it at the door. He's where his feet are. He balls out every single day. That's how he ended up with a scholarship. So I'm just saying. Hey, Cameron, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Y'all want to always show up. Cameron bought some memberships and gave them away to random people. So it's always good to be in the chat. So if you're not a member, you can buy memberships for just random people to join the membership for a month. So Cameron was the first person to do it for the podcast. So if anybody else wants to do it, that's how it works. If you're wondering, you just purchase memberships and it just goes to random people for a month. So thank you so much, Cameron. I thought that was very nice. It says Shannon Sharp is out of line. He said that $50 million. Yeah. It said Coach Prime is preparing them for life, not just football. Facts. And he's always been serious about that, right? Hey, Gail, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nia said, yes, Shannon was looking silly with that comment. Remembering the kid that thought he could wear slides to class, he should have known that was a no-no. Right. So if that's what Shannon was referring to about Coach Prime being old school about these rules, oh, no, he needed some rules himself. So I can see why he think that. No, Ponder throws a deep ball. Yeah, he got an arm. He got a cannon on him. Now, I don't know much else about his skills. And I do feel like you have to have more than that. So I feel like there's a reason why we see the 2 and not the 3. At least that's what I think. Because I think if he can go, he would. That's just how I feel. Because think about it. Ryan Staub was the backup last year. And, he played sometimes. So it said a good leader sets the tone and has structure. Say it again, Sharon. So, somebody need to tell that to Stefanski and Haslam. Titus Kitchen says Sanders can hold out after 3 years. Let me tell you what's going to happen. I already see it happening. The walls are closing in. We have sponsors. We have advertisers. We have us, Colorado fans, NFL fans, 2 million of them that bought jerseys, and they still buying jerseys. Somebody, I think they're selling a jersey at CU, and they buying them up there with the 12, right? All the players in the league, they got Shedeur jersey up there. They might have Travis's too, but I think I saw Shedeur's. So you have non-football fans paying attention to this. This has become not at the Target thing to move on. This is the thing. This is the thing that everybody's talking about. Just like everybody was talking about Target when it first started, right? You know, wanting to hold Target accountable. Now everybody wants to hold the Browns accountable. That's probably why Haslam was out there. And he probably like, let me go out here so I could just, you know, because I know he's feeling the heat too. Remember, he's trying to get something built, right? He's already being sued. And now you have Stefanski over here, you know, don't know if it's helmet or hood, and treating it like it's hood and mistreating Shedeur. And the man has 3 million fans and followers. That ain't the person to pick on. And the fact that Shedeur is going through it at the same time as Anthony Richardson, and everybody's talking about Shedeur, tells you that it's those 3 million fans and followers. And that includes 2 million people that spent money on the jerseys that want to see him play, including advertisers, including his sponsors. They're going to lose this fight. Stefanski ain't going to be able to play like that. He going to have to put Dylan out there too, because people going to get on his back because he's not getting Shedeur ready with the ones. They're already going to they called him on it once, and he's still not doing it. And then if he puts Shedeur out there against Baltimore, it's going to be on, because you didn't prepare him for this. Organizational malpractice. Watch what happens. And you see how he not naming a starter? He not even allowing them to get mentally ready. I mean, he could be whispering sweet nothings to Dylan. Hey, I'm going to put you out there with Flacco. Don't say nothing. But the point is, why do you need to keep Huntley and Shedeur guessing? Right? Just make the announcement to the public and get on with it. He's not a real leader. He's a trickster or a trick, however you want to say it. Just a trick. It said number 29, Welch is the one to watch. Okay, for the running backs. It said, that young man you showed the other night is fast. You talking about number 20? Yes. Can't wait to see CU bust in action. Right. And number 36, he's a little cutie. He looked like he a freshman, and I'm pretty sure he gonna bulk up. He is aggressive. The whole room is aggressive. I saw Dallin Hayden, who I know is hurt, but I saw him in an older video. He looked like more intensity behind his run. I didn't see any hesitation. I heard Marshall Faulk, talking to them, telling them, what to do, certain things or whatever. And I'm just looking at the guy. I'm like, these guys are having fun, but they balling out. They hungry. They want to do this. They not scared. They not in doubt. They ready. That's why I'm like, I think CU is ready. It said Trackhawk. Yes. He the fastest one on the team. And y'all know Cam McHale was fast. He faster than him. And when he ran all over the field the other day, I was like, wow. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to see him do that in the game. I'm gonna need to see he gonna have the kids going crazy. It said 4 is Omarion Miller. Oh, I meant on defense. You know how offense and defense people can have the same number? We have 2 8s, JoJo and DJ McKinney. Then we have 2 4s, Omarion Miller and Preston Hodge, offense and defense. So yeah, you're right. Omarion is 4, but so is Preston Hodge. I didn't know, but he changed his number. 74 is going to get Shedeur injured. Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that. We know what to look for. The sneaky 4th and 1 play, and 74 blowing his coverage. If you even see him come out there, and Shedeur already know. See, he done been through this at CU. He figured it out in the Baylor game, and he trusted the people that were letting it happen. So this is a little different. He's probably already on guard. At least I hope he is. If not, we'll DM him the night before the game. Hey, you're going to need to keep your eye on number 74. He don't need to make the team for that. But that's probably why he's going to make the team. I told y'all, Justin Fields, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Caleb Williams were not stacked excessively by accident. The 2 veterans on that list, Geno Smith and Russell Wilson. Let that sink in. Not an accident. It said make sense, give them experience, and it can help against injuries. Yep. It said the Steelers will win the AFC North. Why do you think that? Over Baltimore? Okay. I don't know. I mean, if they let Shedeur play, we gonna make a run for it, or they gonna make a run for it. Hopefully not. Shedeur has good pocket presence. Yes. And that's another thing. So I don't know who this person was, but Shedeur got high praise today from somebody. Don't know who it is. He was on like the 92.3 show. I didn't watch it. I read what people say sometimes because I be multitasking. And I was listening to the book again, Turf Wars. I'm almost through the end of chapter 1. So the guy, whoever that was on 92.3, was saying Shedeur has exceptional pocket presence and ball accuracy. Yep, said it. And Stefanski didn't have nothing to do with it. And how do we know? Because he underdeveloped him. See, had he developed him, maybe had he put him out there he could take credit. You can't take credit because you didn't help him. And last week they were like, yeah, you know, we develop players around here. No, you don't. No, you don't. And you threw Shedeur to the wolves and he succeeded. So you can't take the credit for it. But that's what the guy said. He said Shedeur has exceptional pocket presence and ball accuracy. He said he is spot on. So that ball he threw today, spot on. And they say that's a hard catch for a wide receiver. Yep. And you know, CU, in my opinion, is wide receiver. Hell, we gonna be O-line you because we getting a lot of O-line commits. And we got another one coming from IMG where Seaton went to school. And we got Xavier Hill, but he gonna be gone. So, you know, Seaton gonna be there with the guy from IMG to set the tone. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a good couple of years. It said, I like the 2 QB system for CU, especially since Juju has time and Kato Salsa is a senior. I agree. With Juju, he need to get in there a little bit, right? So I agree with you, B. Thomas. Charmaine said he's still not practicing with the ones. He's not, and we care about it and don't care about it for different reasons. But we paying attention, duly noted, and we're going to notice if it ever happens, and then we're going to mark the date when it does. So that's for the legality's sake. But for Shedeur and what he needs to do to win, he don't need it. He should get it, but he don't need it. So I agree with you. It said Utah lost a lot of seniors like we did. Yeah, so why does and this is not just one person. Several people have said we're not going to win against Utah. Is it because we're playing in Utah? Because I just didn't see anything, you know, to write home about just yet. You're right. Preston Hodge is also for defense. Yes, Cameron. I didn't know it, but he changed his number too. It's that Shiloh could run anybody down. Right. And we missed him. So I think he wanted to come back early to help out, but he wasn't ready. We are not losing to Utah nor Kansas State. I agree. I'm like, come on, guys. You can't say we losing to Kansas State. They wasn't big and bad. They was playing dirty, kept taking time out. All of our wide receiver core got hurt. The refs was helping them with not calling the pass interference. Even the announcers said it, and I think it was that game. The announcer said, you know, pass interference is not called with consistency for Colorado. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. What did I say? There are 3 calls that the refs can weaponize, and they do against CU, 2 of the 3. One is the 3 calls are holding, pass interference, and taunting. I have never seen so many taunting calls that could have just been a penalty on the PAT. I've never seen so many taunting calls. And Jimmy Horn Jr. was like, Coach Brown was like, no, you can't do that. He was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I mean, it was the peace sign. I never forget I was in Houston. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And when that video was posted after the game, it hit 1 million like that on some channel. Wheels, I think it Wheels. That's who he gets them up real fast. I think it hit 1 million. And the comments were like, that's ridiculous. And so pass interference, holding, and taunting. Hopefully, we got some decent refs this year. It seemed like at one point it got a little better, but whenever it came to Kansas State, if that was the same crew, they need to all be fired. I was like, I don't know what it is with these Kansas games, but you know, they cheating. And remember, they had refs that was cheating for Kansas City. They got fired. So maybe they was all working for the same union or something. 8.5. Anthony Van say 8.5. Okay, 8.5. It said people really need to look at Colorado real close. We have natural talent as a team as a whole, right, Elijah? And that's what. Now, mind you, I'm not listening to anybody that say we win in 6 games because they said that last year. Now, on three said, I think it was today. Again, just walking by, listening. He said, it's something about CU that people not paying attention to. They gonna win more than 6 games. He's like, this not the same team. And they gonna win without Shedeur and Travis. I'm like, yeah, because we got some more people. It's like they didn't think we were gonna get no more people, but they just hating. Just like they hating on Shedeur, they hating on Coach Prime. Don't forget, we're gonna be live this weekend. I need to make the schedule. We're gonna look at it and we're gonna pick the games that we're gonna be live for. It said, I want to see what the linebackers play this year. That helps the secondary. See, you had dogs last season. Okay, all right. I heard we have hybrid linebackers, meaning some of them are big and some of them aren't. Like we got McNeil, right? He's a sizable guy, but then Quincy Wiggins is intense. I think he's more of a hybrid guy. Don't know what that means. If you do, tell me, but that's what they're saying. I was like, hybrid, that means he's a lineman and something else? Maybe edge rusher? I mean, I could see it because of his size. So, and did y'all see Abdul Carter? First game? Man. I'm like, bro, you should have been asking nobody for a number that's retired. They put it on him. I was like, whew. I looked at the highlights, obviously, to watch the highlights of New York. I was like, yeah, they embarrassed him. But, he said, that's okay. He said, I'm going to come back. He know what to do now. But they got him. I think they got him because he wanted to get somebody who's retired. He wanted to get their number. And they feel like he was doing too much. Livingston was fair to medium. Okay, so Anthony said 8.5. Okay, and then you say fair to medium, B. Thomas. Okay. Miss Pamela said, CU versus Baylor is a classic. Watch it every now and then. Every now and then. Talk about perseverance and being legendary. That's the game. And that's the game I shared with the Browns fans when I got into their spaces. I said, listen, y'all got to look at, I'm listening to them talk about Dylan at Oregon, Shedeur at CU. I said, have y'all ever watched, CU play, or are you just repeating some numbers? Like, you got to look at the game. You can't just look at the numbers. I mean, you can, but in this case, I would watch him play. So I posted the link to the Baylor game, and I said, y'all got to get to know these players for yourselves. You can't trust your media. Hopefully they got it, right? So, yes, CU versus Baylor is a classic. It said by 21 points put up, but we had bad reps calling some games. Yep, we did. We did. Livingston, D9. Okay. He's going back to the NFL after this season. Did he just sign like a $2 million? He's the highest paid defensive coordinator we ever had. You think he gonna leave? Okay. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I could see him being poached by the NFL. I think they're going to try to get Coach Prime's offensive coach. I think Pat Schumer probably going to go. I don't know if I've seen Byron Leftwich because I don't know what he looked like. I'm assuming he's still somewhere around there. But I could see it. I could see it. It said our offense is bigger than any SEC offense. Yes, Elijah, and a player said that too. A player said, I came from the SEC, and these are big guys. So I'm happy to hear that. That was the dream. That's what we wanted, right? And we had this is year 3 to get it. Arizona State might be a loss, but Kansas State is a win, and Livingston gets a 7. I agree with you. If we're going to lose to somebody, I'm thinking it's going to be Arizona State if they still like that. First, they got to still be like that. Their coach was saying they not like that they playing ho-hum, but they be doing that and trying to lull people into a false sense of confidence. And just like Baylor, being nice, and they was trying to put it on CU. I was like, man, they was like being nice, but they thought they had that game. Boy, they was like, did we really lose that? Yes. The Browns fan base better get ready. They better get ready. They need to go watch some CU film. I heard loss to Utah and West Virginia due to the bye week. Okay, so that's why a bye week. Okay. All right. RJ Johnson is a beast. Yes, he is. He gonna be turned up. It's a lot of turned up guys. It's a lot of guys that are turned up. Juju can spin it. He a dog. He is the darling of CU. He just is. Caden on his way out. Juju up next. He got him a Taco Bell cup. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he already got David Mulligata in the comments talking about family. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he just got here and he already associated with one of the best. Whew. Yep. It said, we will not lose to Arizona State. You are not looking at the Colorado team. They are not really different this year. Good. That's good. That's what I said. I don't know. B. Thomas said, I still watched the short from that Baylor game. And C.S. Craig Cameron Stillman Craig placed Travis Hunter in a position. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He's a leader. He's a leader. I didn't see him last week. When I watched the Saints game, I didn't see him on the field. I didn't see him get any numbers. BJ Green balling out though. BJ Green balled out in that last game. I mean, he got some time. I have a feeling BJ Green is gonna make the 53. If he don't, somebody else gonna pick him up. He's good, and he don't need to be on no practice squad. He is hustling, and I think the game ended in a tie, but it was good. I was happy to see BJ Green get out there. They say I still watch the short. Oh yeah, Cameron Stillman Craig balled out. Yep. And he actually, I remember him telling Travis to go over there. Yep. Kansas State doesn't have a QB. What happened to Avery Johnson? Isn't he still over there? You know, Tennessee tried to get him after Nico left. He didn't want to go up there. They tried to get another quarterback. I'm like, nobody wants to play for Tennessee. What's going on? And that whole Boo Carter situation, the headlines look raggedy, so I didn't read it. I was like, yeah, apparently it didn't work out because something was going on. I'm like, he was missing class. I'm like, okay, well, that ain't gonna work at CU. So I just don't think it was a good culture fit. Instead, I'm hoping for an undefeated season. Me too, Roger. Me too. Artemis said 11-1. Who you think we're gonna lose to? Let me know, Artemis. Who we gonna lose to? And let me know if I'm saying your name right. I think I am. Juju and Trackhawk going to be must-see TV. Yes. And Draylon is a beast. Draylon plays wide receiver and running back, right? Yeah, that running back room. Who? Trent Williams. Yes, that's the guy that Jordan Seaton was working out with. That's why Coach Prime told Jordan Seaton, he think he the franchise guy. He already out here with clutch sports. He got another whole year after this year, 2 years left. He already signed the clutch sports, working out with the NFL players, rolling in a Maybach that was Shedeur's. I'm like, Shedeur gave all his cars away. That was Shedeur's. And all he got to do is show up and do the work for 2 seasons. And, I hope he goes well. That's just all I can say. Mike G say, let's go. It said Trent Williams, offensive tackle for the 49ers. Oh, he played for the 49ers? Okay. All right. Well, if I hear or see them on the TV, I know who to look for. Thank you for that. He's a future Hall of Famer. Ooh, he is hooked up with some good people. It said a lot of people are going by emotions instead of truly looking at the team. That is why Coach Prime is so comfortable. Right. And I noticed he real comfortable about this NFL situation. I say, the cut date is coming up, right? And we know it's around August 29th or 30th, somewhere in here and there, right? Like I told you, they signed PJ Walker after training camp on August 30th and threw him into the fire. And then when he got hot, they still took him out. And then Huntley was cut around August 29th. And I said, Coach Prime don't really seem worried. Saying when I heard him say Seaton is definitely like a top 5 guy, I'm like, okay, he's still talking about the NFL. He is. I say, he either believes that things are going to work out because they got a scout. Normally the scouts come out to practice. I hadn't heard nothing about that. Not saying it didn't happen, but I hadn't heard anything about that. But he doesn't seem undeterred. And, I don't think it's in vain that Netflix special about Jerry Jones and his Cowboys, the gambler and his Cowboys, with Coach Prime sitting there participating. I say, I think Netflix is about to bring them back together. Because, I don't think Joe Milton going to work out. And we still got a cut date coming up. And I see Michael Parsons is being put off to the side. uh, I guess his daughter-in-law, part owner of the team, Charlotte Jones, she spoke out today and she was just like, these players make, an enormous amount of money. They're well paid and this, that, and the other. I don't think it's a problem. I think the media is making it a problem. And the media was like, oh, don't put that on us. Y'all making it a problem. So, she was just like, we pay y'all enough. That's basically what she was saying. And the way they conduct business, we don't need you. We can just go get somebody coming out of school because that's what they would do. They're not trying to win the Super Bowl. Stephen A. said the Dallas Cowboys need $9 billion. And they made $9 billion since the last time they won the Super Bowl. What year was that? And they have made $9 billion all that time since without going to the Super Bowl. That's why they don't care about the Super Bowl. And that is exactly what Haslam wants for his team. That's why he wants what Jerry has, the star. I mean, every organization does. They want to make the money without the game being the priority because they don't want to have to yield to the players or pay players they don't think are worth it. $9 billion and you ain't been to the Super Bowl since the last time and you'd have made $9 billion since then. They just gonna get somebody else to replace Micah. And I just kind of, once again, stop expecting loyalty from these people who don't even want to be honest with you, right? Who trying to hold you to a handshake. That's what I mean. When you have the current players expecting loyalty, who's gonna tell the players like Jordan Seaton coming in what it really is? This ain't just about Shedeur. The league has plantation mentality, and they expect things. And they don't expect you to ask for nothing. They expect you to work. That's what I meant by who gonna tell the next generation? Because clearly Michael was still believing it. I even said it after that guy left to Seattle and he was in his feelings. I'm like, Michael, have they signed your contract? No. And I'm like, if you have one year left, and I think he has 1 year left and maybe a 5th year option. I'm not sure. All I know is they don't care because in the contract, he's supposed to be fined $1.5 million per game. So he might as well just go on out there and practice. It's not like if you're not playing without a contract, you might as well just go on out there and practice. Because they're not going to budge because they don't have to because this is what you signed. I'm like, if you the one that's going to lose money, what are you really holding out for? Because they don't want to give you a 5th year option? Are you really surprised? I think they really try to get people out in 3 years before they have to give them the retirement benefit. I think so. I think for a lot of the skill positions or some positions, they're looking at 27, 28 is it. You lucky if you get a 5-year contract at the age of 28. So that means he don't know who he's dealing with. So that's what I mean by it. They got to tell these, like Caden coming out, they got to tell him, look, that just wasn't Shedeur. Now, you might not go as high as you worth. They need to be honest and tell him because it's a reality. It's a reality. And I hadn't seen any scouts, and I'm not saying they're not there, but I thought we had seen them before now, in the past years. So I'm just saying. It said Prime teaches that every day. I hope so. Travis will be just fine. I think so too. But again, I could see him leaving. And go and live his life. I could. I think he's just gonna get. Travis don't like when people be coming at him. He shuts down, and I could just see him going, forget this. Now I can see his wife. You're gonna need to get that $253 million, and then she'll talk some sense into him. But I just the way he moves, he don't like people coming at him like that, and they standing on his head. Did y'all hear what what's the man that used to play basketball? The one that was kind of wild in Chicago, Dennis Rodman. Did y'all hear what he said in the interview? So he was being interviewed, and they were asking him about himself. And he said, the question was, what would you not do? And he said, beat Travis Hunter. I was like, God damn. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't see it coming because they were talking about him. He just sat down, matter of factly, was like he was pouring something in the cup or something, or just talking. And he said, beat Travis Hunter, just without blinking. I was like, geez. So that's what I mean. I could just see him, you know, just shutting it down. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It said Travis goes to extremes for better and also for worse. He does. That's what I meant. I could just kind of see it. I'm not saying that's what he's gonna do, but honestly, that is how he kind of moves. It said, B. Thomas said, have you noticed when these players get in the transfer portal or don't sign with CU, we never hear of them? Travis was given the tools to win. He demanded the ball from Shedeur. Travis needed Shedeur. Okay. That's a good perspective. What do y'all think about that? Gemini said, in the NFL, they will target Travis until he shut them up. He is going to look bad with Trevor Lawrence. Interesting. So he's going to have to get tough with it. That might be why they did Abdul Carter that way, because, wow, they got him. And yeah, they rookies, so I could see it. Kind of like a hazing thing, right? It said Travis is all about playing football, fishing, and playing video games online. Agreed. Totally agree. It said unless K-Salt is up for the Heisman, don't limit him. Okay. All right. It said the Jets said Shedeur is a perfect fit. Do they have room? Are they going to send Martinez over there? Or Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor. And he already been to Cleveland. So he could make a trip back, because I don't think the league want him to play. Remember, he got that open lawsuit for when that doctor poked him in the lung. And they supposed to go to trial in the fall of this year. So I can see it. And he already been there before. And, Andrew Berry likes to rob people. So he feel like the guy is vulnerable. You've been in the league all this time. We're not going to let you be QB1. You can just come over here till you go to trial. I can see it. And that's behind Justin Fields, because they're saying that they don't think Justin Fields will be the guy. And I kind of hate that, right? I just kind of hate that for him. It just seemed like his career got upended from Chicago. It's like he never recovered from Chicago. And look at what happened there. And now they blaming Caleb Williams. And then they went and get a new O-line. And they just gave their backup quarterback a $10 million deal. I think Caleb's time is up. See, these young black quarterbacks that started, came out of college, the Heisman winners, this, that, and the other, they don't have no mercy. They don't have no grace for them. It's like Anthony Richardson got to get the hell out of the way for Daniel Jones, even though he failed. They done gave the D3 backup from a D3 college a $10 million deal. He crying, I'm happy for him, but I know why they gave him that deal. They're going to try to move Caleb out the way. Y'all stopped 17-32. You see, we at 15. They got to get everybody they could get before injuries set in. I was like, I hope they know what that means. I hope they know. Just like Anthony Richardson got booted, Caleb about to get booted. Watch what I tell you. Caleb Williams didn't want to come to the NFL, and it don't seem like he should have came. It don't seem like it, because I don't think they're going to give him what he needs. They not trying to develop him. They just trying to blame him. And they really do have some type of hostility toward these young black quarterbacks that start. I want to see how long before they start going in on Jaden Daniels. That's the one I want to see. In their preseason game, I think, was it against Cincinnati or the Bills or somebody? I didn't watch the whole thing. He had his ice on. You know how Shedeur got the little necklace with the bling at practice and stuff? Well, during the game, he had on 2, and they had blue diamonds. You could see it. I said, I wonder how long before they start going in on him. Pay attention. It said, so if he go to the Jets, I'm okay with that. I consider that a big market because it's New York. So I think that would actually be good. And one time they were talking about doing the draft, getting Cam Ward. I remember that. It said, nice. I hope they trade Shedeur to my organization. That would be phenomenal. Echo, you and 400 Circle Media. I think y'all are Jets fans. It said Haslam was smiling, hands on his hips, standing close to where Shedeur was throwing. He sees ratings and money. He should have been saw that. He's still gonna get his ass kicked. That's what he see. He see all this pressure. Believe me, it is some pressure. That's why I said target out the way. At the top of the list of things people want to talk about and hold accountable is the Cleveland Browns. So, yeah, he need to be out there. He knew what Shedeur was. He flew his jet down there. Like, don't play now, but, yeah, you better make that right. The Jets, yeah. Okay, so you and 400 Circle Media are Jets fans. How's Justin Fields doing? Let us know. Oh, it says it. Justin isn't doing good. Do you think he just can't recover from the PTSD? Let me know. I like how Ponda plays. He throws some great deep balls. Yes, Charmaine. I think he needs to get in there too. 4 wide receivers in one game was rough to watch. What you talking about, Sura? Let me know. Which game you talking about? It said yes. That's the game. Oh, was hurt in. Oh yeah, Kansas State. Sura said yep. Oh, I just realized what she said. 4 wide receivers hurt in one game was rough to watch. Kansas State. Got it, Sura. Thank you. Charmaine Yates. That was Trackhawk number 20 who did that role. He's incredible. Lord. Yeah, I'm gonna need to see him on the field. Blue Moon said divine intervention refers to the belief that a deity or higher power actively intervenes in the affairs of humanity or the world. Yep. God? Is that what we talking about? You saying it like that because some people call it like Yahweh or Jehovah or something like that. But I like it, Blue Moon. You're totally right because that's what's changing things. Divine intervention. Terry Rule said to dominate and to get 2 on the depth chart. Okay, all right. Justin will be fine. He doesn't need a crowded QB room. Justin Fields, okay. I think it's 4 of them over there. Maybe it's 3. I can't remember, but I know it's 3 black players, or 2 black players and 1 with a 1-drop rule. So it's 3 black players over there. So he will be the 4th, or he is somebody else over there that's not black, and he's the 4th, and somebody got to move out. Linear media don't run nothing no more. So who cares what they say? When you say linear media, are you talking about? I mean, advertisers still paying big dollars. Advertisers are still spending big bucks. So I would think that's one measure of accountability because advertisers are spending premium dollars for these games. It said the Big 12 championship is for ranked teams, and since Dion doesn't know, how to defeat. Oh, okay. So Mike is being salty, y'all. We're gonna give you one more chance. And everybody with a tool gonna put you out, Mike. So you're gonna have to behave yourself. B. Thomas. We don't do no Coach Prime slander. B. Thomas said it was funny. I said Dylan Gabriel. It said what people told me that, oh, Dylan. Okay. Roger said, as a Giants fan, Anthony Richardson has nothing to worry about concerning Daniel Jones. The Colts will turn back to Richardson. That's what I said. I don't like what they did. I said, now what they think gonna happen when this don't work out? They're gonna have to go right back to Anthony Richardson, which is why he need to file a grievance. Because he gonna get back there sooner. But as long as it's gonna take, maybe he shouldn't. Roger, maybe he just sit up and wait, because you were definitely right. I'm like, of all the people to put in the Colts, why him? Does he have a lawsuit we don't know about? Because that makes no sense. He was already on a decline before he got to Minnesota. 5 of the first 6 were in the playoffs last year. Let Flacco deal with it. They only won 3 games last year. Okay, so 5 of the first 6 games were in the playoffs. Okay. It said, have fun chatting. I'm out. Bye. Okay, Mike. Well, you take care. You take care. Y'all ran Mike off. Mike, you can come back. You just got to behave. Echo said, oh, yeah. They are going to put pressure on the NFL and have them too much money to be made. What's that? Oh, yeah. Corporate stocracy. Okay. Are not going to allow it. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I see it. I'm like, it's not happening. I'm like, the fans are going to have to get in line and get the hell out the way. And I know Hassan going to be like, look, I'm going to need you. We trying to get the stadium bit out here. I can't deal with all this heat. I already can't get a permit. They trying to make me stay in Cleveland and play. I'm going to need you to just lay off Shedeur. Just don't worry about it. We'll just get it next year. Yeah, to somebody else. Not that I want that either, but you're going to need to leave Shedeur alone. That's the wrong person to mess with. And it's crazy. And it shows you they was jealous. They were jealous because he have the same sponsors they have. That's why I said, I know Nike is like, when Nike put out that it was a matter of time, that was a message. That was a message that he was always good and y'all on that BS. That was a message. That was a message. Now they're going to have to pay more for their stuff. That was a message. That meant he was always good. That was a message. Just know. Them owners messed up when they took Shedeur off the board. They outdated with their tactics. They need to move on. That's why they need to be forced to sell, especially the bottom feeder team. Good evening, Bubs. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It's that they're gonna have to play Shedeur. Heck yeah, he gonna ball out too. When the opposing team come up to you, like Carolina did, telling you the truth. When the opposing team coach volunteers positive feedback for you and Huntley, and then when he's asked about it, he gives straight, concise feedback, something to grow on. That tells you that's the kind of coach you need to be with, which means either Stefanski need to be fired, or if they want to keep that little Mickey Mouse club, then they need to move you on to somewhere else, like with the Jets. I like the Jets coach, right? Um, I like the Jets coach. So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What's his name? Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn. It said, yes, Shedeur should play to put up more videos and ball out again. He needs the reps, so they have to move him up from 4. You think Shedeur having first team reps, they would have to move? I don't think they're gonna move him up until they forced to move him up. Haslam may have requested Shedeur's practice. Okay. And why do you think that is, B. Thomas? Why would that be the case? It said they're gonna have Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, and Shedeur play on Saturday. Okay. Flacco. So you don't think Huntley gonna get in there? They put him on the chart, so he gonna be around. They need to go and put him in there because he needs to play too. Because Dylan gonna get hurt. I already see that happening. I'm not wishing it, but I don't see how it don't happen. It said it was Kansas State. They nearly destroyed CU. Yeah, they hurt the whole wide receiver core. Insane. Hey Isaiah, it said I truly believe they are definitely propping Shedeur up to be the franchise QB. They are allowing him to develop slowly. Now, okay, let me tell you why that's not the case. If Stefanski treated him with respect and just, was respectful, wasn't talking in stereotypes, wasn't saying things like we're going to have to put him down, wasn't blowing past any positive feedback from him, constantly lumping him with the others, I would say, though, Stefanski has a problem. It's obvious. It's obvious when you say we're more comfortable with Dylan and you're the head coach of a competitive sport, a pro league, and Dylan is bad because you said we're more comfortable with Dylan, which means Dylan is bad. If he didn't have a problem, I would say you're right. But he has a problem. He has a problem. And he can't hide it. See, that's the thing with people like that, right? They can't hide it. He didn't try to hide it for as long as he can. And I think whoever put out that anonymous post that said he didn't want him on the team, I agree. Because he can't hide it. So, the only thing I don't like is how Andrew Berry tried to act like he's responsible for Shedeur being there. What did I say Andrew Berry need to do? Protect Shedeur from Stefanski. Because it's not like Andrew Berry doesn't know what kind of meeting he lured him to, what kind of rally he lured him to. He knows. So you need to protect him. If you and Andrew Berry and you and Stefanski got to go to blows in the office, that's what you do to protect him because you want all of us to know you brought him there. So you are responsible for the way he's being treated. That's what I don't like about Andrew Berry. You can't run down to the field and take credit for it, but allow Stefanski to abuse him. I have a problem with Haslam with that. So we're going to see what happens going forward, but the walls are tight. They closing in. And everybody, and when I say everybody, advertisers, sponsors, NFL fans, Colorado fans, Shedeur Sanders fans, Coach Prime fans, non-football fans, has taken over YouTube. It has the algorithm in a chokehold. There are people that don't even know Shedeur making videos about Shedeur, trying to ride the wave, right? There are people who don't want to talk about it, forced to talk about it because it is the topic. And now that Target has gotten rid of their guy because of a boycott, the NFL don't make that much money. And Haslam sure don't. So, yeah, he need to be out there trying to make nice. I'm just saying, right? You mess with the wrong people. They have this theory that we don't stick together. Just because you lie to yourself don't mean it's true. And that's where they messed up every single time. Stefanski is slowly but surely letting you know why Shedeur is in the back. We're comfortable with Dylan. Oh, okay. We're gonna see if you comfortable working for Oregon, because that's where you're gonna be. It said, I've canceled all NFL access. I don't blame you. I can see it. It said corporations are lobbying for Shedeur. So I promise you guys, it's so good. He has all the leverage. Right. Who remembers when Coach Prime first got to Jackson State? Do y'all know after Coach Prime got to Jackson State, ESPN came down there. They had canes. The stadium was sold out. Tourism was up. Restaurants were crowded. Hell, I know because I went, right? Do y'all know that Coach Prime was sought after by corporations to do motivational speaking to their teams, their executive corporate teams? Not just a TED Talk, like big money coming in, right? That was because they wanted to learn from Coach Prime why he was so phenomenal at marketing and could, regardless of where he went, the Prime effect was able to do what it do. Corporations wanted that to know, how do you do this? And then he goes and he does it again. And guess who else got the gift? Shedeur. Yeah. And that's what the NFL is trying to shun. They out of luck. Because he don't just have 4 million fans and followers or 3 million fans and followers. He got people that's willing to spend money. Somebody posted a picture today. They laid out their 12 jersey with an orange pair of look like Nike shoes and said, this one I'm wearing to the game at CU. So they had their 12 jersey. It's going to be some 12 jerseys there. And the first time he can come back when they can have a bye week, I need to look at the schedule and see when Cleveland have a bye week and see if it match up to CU playing the game. Oh, baby, it's going to be on. It's going to feel like homecoming. The first time he can come back to CU, and he going to love it. He going to love it because of the way he's been treated. It's going to feel like he's coming home, and they going to give him one hell of a reception. Now, that's a game I would like to be at. But you would kind of have to guess and look at the bye weeks and just plan to be at a CU game if they have a game during his bye week, because you know he's going to show up. You know he's going to show up. And they going to shower him with the love and the attention that he deserves, the respect that he deserves. All because it's the fan. Yep. It said they're going to push Shedeur in the third quarter. Okay, Gail, so you think the third quarter, kind of like they do Shiloh. I think Shiloh plays in the third quarter. Stefanski is going to push Shedeur in the games, even though he hasn't practiced with the ones. Right, and I don't really care for that. People feel like he don't need it, but he still should get it, right? Why aren't you doing it, right? It said the abuse by the NFL against Shedeur and other QBs is personal. Yeah, that's the way to say it. That's the way to say it. I totally agree. It said Blue Moon, that's great. Most people should do the same. This is a hot mess about cutting off the NFL access. It said Miles is helping Shedeur with defense. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I think as long as he got Miles, he's straight. Miles and Joku. Shedeur has to warm up. Yep. NFL can kick rocks. Go Buffs. There's a lot of people that feel that way. CU Buffs cafeteria ain't nothing to play with. I know that's right. Cameron, the food that they eat, I was like, oh my God. And then somebody told me that they brought in their own food service. They don't use the standard Tedesco type companies, Aramark, that a lot of colleges use. They brought their own. And I think Chef Solomon knew Bucky from SMU. Now you talk about connections. Who? They're not going to ever let him go at CU. And can you imagine if Coach Prime going to see you go back to some standard? I can't ever see it. I can't ever see it. I think Coach Chef Solomon going to retire there. Instead, the NFL stands for, hey, William, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? They act like it's Jim Crow. They do. It said, member here, thank you, Cameron. So Selmo was a beneficiary of Cameron buying some memberships that randomly went out to people that were in the chat, and Selmo saying thank you to Cameron. So if y'all want to buy membership, you can buy a certain number, whatever number of membership, and it just goes out to random people in the chat to join us for a month, which is awesome. That's how we grow. So thank you, Cameron. Thank you so much. I think we're at 38 people now. So I think you must have bought like 5 memberships. So that's awesome. It says, these same NFL owners, and listen to Yep. Same ones against Colin Kaepernick and integration. That's why I said Stefanski running around acting like George C. Wallace, the former governor of Alabama, like Shedeur trying to integrate a school or something. I'm like, what is wrong with you? So, there you go. Dallas Cowboys. You think Shedeur gonna end up with the Cowboys? It said, I will be in Boulder, Colorado for CU versus Iowa State. Oh, okay. When is that? Let's see. CU versus Iowa State. Do we play Iowa State? Oh, yeah, we do. October 11th. Okay. That might be around the time for a bye game for the NFL. You might get to run into Shedeur. Ghost Vanessa, how you doing? It said, like Coach Prime said, the light gives you shine, but it also shows your blemishes. Ooh, the Browns weren't ready. Facts. That's well said. I'm gonna give you the crown of the day for that one. Yeah, definitely the crown of the day. That's excellent. Let me read it again. The light gives you shine, but it also shows your blemishes. Ooh, yep. And they were not ready. They tried the wrong one. Just like the reporters tried Miles. They tried Miles Garrett today. It got shut down. And somebody I didn't follow on X, I had to give them a follow. It's called like Cleveland Sports Talk. I didn't, because I told you I wasn't following anybody. And they were like, you know what? Something is really wrong with the local media. I said, oh, accountability. Let me give you a follow. Anybody that's willing to hold the Browns accountable, I'm willing to listen to. It said, I have to go with the Big Ten this year and my home team, Ohio State. Okay, Stelmo, we forgive you. We forgive you. Thank you for hanging out with us. So hopefully you keep hanging out with us. Cleveland Browns ever let Shedeur Sanders start, it's over. Facts. See, that's where they're going to mess up. Stefanski going to try to pick a game he going to fail in, like Baltimore, and he might ball out. So they going to, and a lot of the other players are sympathetic towards Shedeur. That's what I was saying earlier. Like some of the Panthers players was like, you the real deal. Yeah, they don't like what's happening to Shedeur. So, I think they going to, I think they sympathetic towards him. I mean, it might be one idiot out there, but, that's always the case. I have to go with the Big Ten. Okay, we're going to forgive you, Selmo. Yeah, a trick. That's what I said. He a trick. That's the perfect word for him. A trick. Shedeur starting toward the end of the season. Okay, CJ. Dylan Miller is a star. What does he play? Dylan Miller? Let me know who we talking about. William, thank you so much. It said, hit the like button, close to 200 people. Okay, hit the like button for me, please. Yep, hit the like button. Thank you so much. It said, what number is Cam McHale? Not 18. 18? Because Isaiah Harge is 17. It's him and Farrakhan. Somebody's 18 and somebody's 15. Maybe somebody can Google it. Echo. It said Coach Prime calls him 36 Mafia. Who? That small guy, the young guy that I was talking about? The one that's intense? I could see why. It said, yes, he loves that young man. Yeah, he a dog. I'm like, ooh, I like him. He gonna be out there. It said, Shedeur is the Browns franchise quarterback. We have to be patient and not rush him. His time is coming. Okay, I'm not gonna repeat myself. Welcome, Patrick. It says Shedeur is so graceful on the field. Saw highlights of him against the Panthers. Number 12 being chased by 88. Poetry in motion. It said Mark was on and said that. I think that's who it was. Oh, the pocket presence. Now, who is that guy, Cameron? Mark Scheller? Who did he play in the league or something? Let me know who that is. It said Juju is extremely accurate. Yes. Matter of fact, every quarterback we have, Juju, Caden, and Ponder for sure. I think Ryan Staub got a deep ball, don't he? I think he might have one too. Remember when they were practicing early on, and when Shedeur came back, Ryan Staub was out there working out with him. I was like, now that's what you call initiative. Your star QB is back, getting ready for the draft, and he out here throwing, hey, let me get in here too. I respect Ryan Staub for that. So hopefully he get in there too. It say Kansas State, see, you better be ready for the shenanigans. Yeah, the refs. We got to stay ready for the refs, but I think we know how to defeat them. We can't start late. We got to keep the score ahead. We can't come from behind Because if we get within the touchdown or field goal, something gonna happen. Hopefully they done found new jobs. They said we were going to lose against Utah last year. Hell, they said we were gonna go win 4 games last year, right? I think they said we were 6-6 with Travis and 6-6 without Travis and Shedeur. It said refs had no problem. Refs had no problem taking back touchdowns. Right. At CU, that's fact. And that's where Travis would show up. Yep. It said they finally gave Coach Prime credit and said he's a good coach. Excellent. He should get his credit. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. It's like he's raising young men, like he said, you know. When you're gonna send your boy, your son, you're gonna send me a boy and I'm gonna send you a man, and it's facts. He talking to him about real world stuff. It said, I wrote serious letters about the cheating refs to the NCAA president and the officiating director that my attorney was not nice. Yeah, hopefully it worked. That's all I could say. Sharon said, one guy hit Abdul so hard. Yeah, they hit him. I was like, oh, geez. You could kind of see those personal hits. I'm like, man. It said, Shedeur is clutch, pure clutch. Yep. It said, Sherman needs to go. I think he's the one. Okay. We've talked about that. I don't know, to be honest. Y'all know what's being said. I don't want to say it out loud. But yeah, we've talked about that, and some people think he's gonna be gone next year. So it said who's gonna be ranked number 5? CU? It said, which player do you think Coach Prime told to take a walk with him like he did Shedeur? I thought they said it was Jordan Seaton that said it. I think they said it was Jordan Seaton, who Coach Prime said think he the franchise player. It said Boo Carter and his mom tried to convince Seaton to go to Tennessee. What? They did? No, that wasn't gonna happen. Seaton is a lot. He ain't going nowhere. He came in as a freshman, balling out. He's like the star of the team. I mean, you got to share it with the quarterback. I mean, like they say, he think he the franchise player, and now he have clutch sports. He ain't going nowhere. He gonna finish him 2 years and get on to his dream of being a first round pick. I hope it works out. So, you know, that's that. People forget that Coach Prime hasn't lost a season opener since he's been coaching. Oh, okay, all right. It was too funny. Jerry Jones said that the most money he ever spent was when he brought Shedeur Sanders. What? He said it like that. It said Travis needs to put on bulk. Yeah, he and you know, I thought he was picking up weight. Even when his whole draft prep, I was like, he's not gaining enough weight. And watching him play, and they double teaming him, triple teaming him, he gonna need to put on some weight. It said Jets got Brady Cook, y'all. Oh, okay, the Jets. So he's the 4th person. Is he the 4th person? You talking about next year? You must be talking about next year. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're gonna have to tell us if you want to tell us. Jets got Brady Cook. Okay. It said they don't want to mess with Jada Daniels' mama. Well, let's see if it helps. So this is another Shedeur show. So what else you want it to be? Welcome back. It's the Colorado show, and since Shedeur went to Colorado, there you go. It said Ponder was recruited to be Ed Reed's QB at Bethune-Cookman. Oh, okay. And then after that happened, he came over to CU. Yeah, he's actually pretty good. Shedeur is a graceful athlete. I've noticed Haslam watching him too. Looks fine, yeah. It said that chef be cooking the gourmet food for them. Chef Solomon, crab legs and all, free, and tomahawk steaks. I'm like, could they eat good food? It said Daniel Jones even said he was surprised he got the starting job. He should be. He should be. I'm like, because what are we doing? 17-32. I don't think Shedeur's playing Saturday. I bet he is. I bet them advertisers going to make sure he see that field. After last week, when people were outside in the parking lot, that's a disgrace. People were at the tailgate. No, I'm like, he going to be in that game. He just might not be in there long, and then that's going to be a problem. It said Haslam was just staring admiringly at Shedeur teeth flashing right in Stefanski's face, who had his back to Shedeur throwing. Oh God. Oh God. Well, at least he out there trying to be nice. It said, yes, ma'am, I was in the house at JSU. Game color shirts and all. Yep, we was there. I still got my JSU all of it. Socks, hoodies, t-shirts, all of it. All of it. We think about going back down there. It's been a minute. And that was the first time I had been to Mississippi. Um, and I'm from New Orleans. I've been to Fontainebleau in Biloxi, but like Jackson, I had never been there. So if it wasn't on I-10 coming to Atlanta, it probably didn't happen. Or 20 or whatever it is. That says a lot. Because Mississippi just wasn't one of those states that you just want to hang out in. It seems like it's kind of different now, but I think it's haunted. It said Andrew Berry is not the master, but the one with the whip and buying and trading. Right. The overseer. It said, AB doing 3 jobs in one for the same money. That's facts. I agree with that. Yep, B. Thomas, I agree with that. It said Barry and Shedeur in the same boat. Both could be up the river without a paddle. I could see them snatching Shedeur away from him and telling him when he get to work. Y'all know who Kimberly Martin is, right? Remember when Shedeur first got to Cleveland, he was interviewed by a seemingly nice black reporter, a lady. She was being nice to him. And apparently she used to cover Cleveland sports, but she's on ESPN now. So I was watching an older program, again, in the middle of doing other things, and it just comes on. And I'm thinking it's today. But I looked up, I hit the TV so I could see when was this. It said 3 weeks ago on a show called Get Up. And they were talking about, I think it said 3 weeks ago, but that's when Haslam said what he said about Shedeur. You weren't my pick, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And she said, yeah, I thought that was kind of weird, right? And then she got on the subject of Deshaun Watson. She cleared the air. She cleared it. She said, yeah, I don't know why he wanted to put that on Andrew Berry, just like when he told Andrew Berry regarding Deshaun Watson, go get me that guy. I said, aha, I told y'all Andrew Berry didn't have that kind of power. I told you that. I told y'all that. She confirmed it. I looked at the date. I looked at the time. It was 9/11 on the show Get Up, and she said it. She said, I don't know why he would act like that's Andrew Berry's doing. He did the same thing, but he told Andrew Berry, she said, when I was covering Cleveland, she said, he told Andrew Berry, go get me that guy. I told y'all Andrew Berry is a black GM. He don't have that kind of power. It's not, it's not like when you have somebody that's like a token, okay? They don't like them. I'm just using you. I'm not going to give you no power. I just need you to tell me what they got going on and make sure they don't get out of line. And I need to know, if they're going to do something to me. But I just need you to execute what I'm trying to do so I don't catch the heat. So she confirmed it. Deshaun Watson was his doing. I told you, Andrew Berry ain't no way they're going to let him give out $230 million guaranteed dollars, the only contract to Deshaun after all of that. And she confirmed it. That was Haslam. That was Haslam. I knew Berry didn't do that. Because look at, they don't even want no black head coaches. They don't have no black offensive coordinators. Hell, they trying to get rid of the black quarterback without people realizing it. No. They don't have no respect. Remember the race, Norman? That ain't going nowhere. They just paid the lawsuit, the $1 billion, so it don't go public. Did they mic up Dylan during the game? I don't know. That's a good question. Yep, Danielle, 1732. If you know, you know. So when y'all in all of these other chat areas, make sure y'all start dropping 17 to 32 so people start asking what it is. And when they ask you, then tell them, because I know y'all know. I know y'all know. It said, I truly believe that the Cleveland Browns want Archie Manning, which is like wanting Donnie Osmond over Michael Jackson. I think all of them do. Yeah, I agree with you. They don't respect Shedeur because he's black. That's just all it is. Let's just be honest. It said Mark Steve Shurler, a former O-lineman for John Elway's Super Bowl Broncos team. Oh, okay, now an NFL analyst. Okay, Okay, contextual. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you. Yeah, he had great things. And even what's his name? Bernie Kosar, who they love, adore, and respect, said Shedeur makes NFL pro throws. They still didn't listen to it. You cherish him, and he tells you Shedeur is a pro, and Shedeur has skills that can't be taught, and he makes NFL throws, but you don't listen because you don't want to listen. Even Bernie Kosar said it. I was like, oh, they ain't gonna have him back next week. But see, we so far past that. Hell, they gonna have to do right. It's so the walls are closing in. I mean, they kind of already in. If you know what an incinerator is, if it's something you kind of put trash in and it kind of just burns it up and it just turns it into puffs of smoke, that's what's happening to this situation. It's being put in an incinerator, and it's pretty soon you're gonna see the puffs of smoke. I didn't even know Haslam was out there until y'all told me, and y'all say he out there skinning and grinning. I'm like, I could see it. I could see it. It said, have you ever considered that these black highly touted players are targeted by NFL teams, maybe setting them up to lower their value, then help them out of trouble? Yep. Isaiah Bond and Quinshawn Junkins made me kind of side-eye the situation, because one of the things I've noticed since we've been paying attention to Cleveland in this very short time is they like Barry prides himself on getting players who are vulnerable. But they see they put Shedeur in that situation. So I'm looking at Quinshawn Junkins and Isaiah Bond, and I'm reading how Barry's like, yo, we staying in close contact with him. And 4 months later, and they say the NFL know everybody, right? And they can find out anything that they want to know. And I do find it weird that Maxwell Harrison and Quinshawn Junkins were both holding out for their contract and caught a case. And now the NFL is telling Quinshawn Junkins, that's why I asked y'all if he's back, they can't come to an agreement on the contract because I think they want him to give up his guarantees. And I said, this is kind of weird because this don't never happen to these white players, except for the guy up at BYU. And they tossed that under the rug real fast. But he was ranked number 19 out of 20 college quarterbacks, and he didn't even have a school. I said, nah, if that was a black quarterback, he wouldn't even be on that list. He would have fell right out the top 20 until he got his stuff together. But they working to keep him in Retzlaff. They working to keep him in the top 20, and he don't have a school. At one point, he was still in the portal. He might still be in there because everybody got somebody. So I don't know how you rank a player that don't have a school. It was actually blank next to him. I said, nah, see, it's funny how when they get in trouble, that's how it go, right? But over here, the NFL wants to investigate what the prosecutor said is nothing. That's trying to have Quinshawn Junkins give up his guarantee. They strong arming him. That's how I see it. And Isaiah Bond just happened to be there. He got first team reps. They're like, damn, Shedeur can't even get that. I'm like, yeah. Talking about they were staying in close contact with him for 4 months. I'm like, I have a feeling y'all might need to find out where these cases are coming from. They're not going to do this to no white player. And you see what happened, even if they catch a case and it's natural. It's going to get swept under the rug like Justin Tucker. But they're going to talk about Quinshawn. They're going to ask him about it. They asked Myles Garrett about his tickets. He promptly told them, I'm not talking about no off the field stuff. And I want to see if they're going to ask Isaiah Bond about it. If not, then they told the reporters don't ask about it. And why would they do that? Pay attention. So yes, I have thought about it. It's happening too frequently. Look at who it's happening to and look at what comes of it. Isaiah Bond just signed on the dotted line. As good as he is, I think he went undrafted. He probably was a first round prospect. I could be wrong, but I think he might have been. Now he'll just take anything. That's the situation they want you to be in. That's the situation they feel like they put Shedeur in. Talking about he needed an agent. For what? You need a lawyer for defamation. And Shedeur still don't have an agent. What are he going to get one for? He already signed his contract. Just let me know when I get my revenue sharing for my jerseys. Here is my routing number. And you can wire it to my bank account. Because otherwise, he don't need a lawyer. Because it's not, a lawyer isn't helping, an agent isn't helping Anthony Richardson keep his job, and agent isn't helping, and David Magada is Michael Parsons' agent, and it ain't helping him either. So he didn't need an agent. They just want you to enrich their friends. That's what it is. Because, oh, I got somebody for you. How y'all think half these people find these agents? It says Staub has quicker release, but less accurate. Oh, okay. I like him. I'm rooting for him. It said the Ruffino and Joe show got CU beating Georgia Tech. PFF and On3 are also showing CU love. Yes, CU is good. Even this chart right here that I got from Ostaka Ducktail. Again, I don't know if he put this together, but he shared it. So he responsible. Got a W. And I asked him, I said, so now why are we losing to Utah and Kansas State? I'm still waiting on the answer because, you know, I always like they post. I don't know who it is. Yeah, see, you getting a lot of love right now. He never mentioned the player who requested to walk with Coach Prime. Oh, I think somebody said it was Jordan Seaton. That was before Jordan signed with CU. It said Q for 6 will be the next big star, facts, at CU. You're going to see him this season. He not on a Taco Bell Cup and going to be on the bench. Understand that. The 4 on the Taco Bell Cup, you will see Draylon, Juju. You think they're going to put Juju on a Taco Bell Cup and not let him play? Come on now. It don't work like that. Taco Bell will be like, I'm going to need him in the game. So we just standing here talking about appetizers, right? That's how it works. It's like, look, I got all them on these cups all over Cleveland, all over Colorado, except for Fort Collins. And see, Shedeur should be getting that in the NFL. I don't think they want it with it. They want to control who they put out there. But it's okay. He's getting his money at some point. It said Dylan has Dan Lanning of the Oregon Ducks energy. Facts. He repeated that. Ain't no way Barry had the permission to draft a second QB. Haslam had to prove it. Right. And why? Because they took him off the board and then they started getting in trouble. And they was like, okay, we better get him. That's exactly where that came from. The owners. And people want to know why it is that nobody's calling for him. Because the owners are the one that took him off the board. That means they are the ones that pick and choose where he go. They don't compete for players. They collude and restrict movement. That's what collusion is. I'm going to restrict where Shedeur can go. Okay, that's illegal. They done messed up. So they better go down there and be nice to him and give him some money. Because they're going to have to pay him. Just like they paid Deshaun. I told y'all Andrew Barry didn't have that kind of power. It said, my thoughts exactly. Has him covering his back. I totally agree. And Rather is still whipping on Tyler Shaw. So that's another failed experiment. 17-32. Yep, you're using it the right way, Willie. And that's going to be a game I'm keeping an eye on because Kellen Moore, even though the competition should be over, like, let's just be serious, right? Spencer Rattler had to come from behind and undo the damage done by Tyler Shaw, tied up the game, and they still want to go one more week with the competition. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be watching some. I don't know how many games that are going to be on at the same time, but I am invested in that game because Spencer Rattler should be QB1. I don't want to hear nothing about a Nepo baby coming out from LSU next year. He ain't here yet. So you let Spencer Rattler get this team to win. All that foolishness. Shedeur is a Nepo baby. I don't like kids are Nepo babies. They either play or work in those offices somewhere. I'm like, that is ridiculous. It said Prime is always teaching his players about being careful around people they don't know. Facts. Injecting themselves into the players' lives. Yeah, I totally agree. It said, no means what? Prime to his players. Right. He asked them last week something about trusting people. Somebody, do you trust your girlfriend? I was like, what? I think it went off. I think Bucky cut away. I don't know what was happening, but he's like, you trust your girlfriend? I was like, oh, okay. Does he still have a girlfriend? I'm like, is something happening? And the speeding tickets, because there was a woman speeding and stopped behind Shedeur and not ticketed. Right. And they say Jackson Dart been running through the tolls in New York, and they don't want to talk about that. That's a ticket, right? You think you don't know that they got signs that say, hey, I'm going to need you to pay us. I'm like, come on now. It said the officer was a decent guy and was familiar with Shedeur. Yeah, he was. He told the other guy, yeah, I got it. Yeah, he was cool. He had the right one. And Isaiah thanked the Browns for following his case from the beginning. Oh, okay. Oh, they did, huh? I think they helped him get out of it. I don't know if they the reason he in it, but I know they helped him get out of it. Because why? The moment he got in trouble, Andrew Berry ears went, ooh, I can get this one. Then again, I want this one. Oh, whoo, yeah, uh-huh, yeah. It said they just want the black players to enrich their friends. Right, that's all it is. Somebody Shedeur should have had an agent. For what? It ain't helping nobody else. Like, I wouldn't even hire nobody. I would. You know what I said? I don't know if y'all heard me. When they were getting ready for the draft, I said they need to workshop the contract. I said the guys at CU, like Jordan, but he a clutch. But still, right? Uh, just get together with a lawyer. Come in on a Saturday, and y'all go over. First, you get last year's copy because you can get a copy from somewhere. Go over it, see what it says, and then outline and make any questions. That way, when the lawyer come in, y'all all sitting. If it's 10 of them, y'all all sitting in the little classroom, and you get to ask, well, what does this mean? Well, what does that mean? All of y'all pay $200 because you got it. Everybody paid $200. That's $2,000 for a lawyer to come in one day for 4 hours to answer your questions about a contract. So when you get the contract, you turn it over to the lawyer. They gonna scan it, and if it's 100% the same verbiage, then you sign it and move on. That's what needed to happen. And when the 40 were choosing to hold out, they should have got together and hired a law firm on their behalf. They just individuals, and that's why they always get got because they start acting like individuals, but then they're forced to play and win as a team. You should have hired a law firm and just go over the whole thing, like, and have the law firm say, look, we got 40 players here, and we gonna need to talk about giving them their guarantees. But they just one at a time, and some of them held out and still didn't get nothing. It's almost like one person held out just so they can get money right now. I'm like, you owe $10 million and all they're going to give you is $500,000. Somebody going to give you the rest of December. If it's a signing bonus, I'm supposed to get it when I sign that. I'm out here working for free. That's ridiculous, bro. And if they caught Huntley at the last minute again, I'm going to be upset with them because that's going to be the second time they have done that to him. Hopefully he make the team. That's what I was hoping for. When Kenny Pickett hurt, he might make the team, and finally he going to get paid. Because he didn't get paid last year. He went from March off season to training camp, and they cut him on August 29th, which was obviously before the first game. It said prime contract Shedeur, Shiloh, and Travis should be up close. Oh, should be to the same. Prime to Dallas to coach his boys one more time. Yeah, I don't think so. Not the way the draft went. No, I think Coach Prime realized what it is. Prime is trying to get his team to consistently blow out opponents in order to get more players on the field. This was his formula at Jackson State. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Thank you, Contextual. Oh, okay. It said Shedeur was not drafted. Yeah, no, he wasn't. They put him there. And with Stefanski, you see why they put him there. So I want to see how has him keep moving forward. Because I know he feel that pressure. Prime better watch Carucci. I don't even know if they still together. The way he talking about, do you trust your girlfriend? I'm like, huh? If y'all haven't watched that video, go watch it. I'm like, I don't know what's happening here. It says Seaton is a beast. He slammed down. Yes. And I think he worked with Swayze, but he still, I think, had outside trainers too. And because he's with Clutch Sports, he's going to get that premium package where, they give him personal trainers from now until college because they are invested in his career, right? And he already rich. So, I mean, he in college driving a Maybach. I don't know where he parked it at. I hope he got a garage. But his place looked nice, though. I mean, I'm not saying it's adult nice, but it's nice. I thought it was nice. I wish he was on the D line to go after quarterbacks. Okay. I wonder if he would consider going both ways. You think he could be a two-way player? O-line and D-line? Tyler Brown was supposed to be a two-way player. Is he still a two-way player? Coach Prime had him playing on both sides of the ball, and I felt like he felt like it would set Tyler up to get drafted at a decent team or something like that. Increase his chances. I think so. I like the idea. But I don't know. I think they say he injured. It said they tried the need an agent mess with Lamar Jackson. Yeah, they just want you to enrich their friends. That's all that is. Them standard contracts where they were until they keep changing the language. I don't know how you can change the language without changing the CBA. Like, that's just weird to me. Just weird. All right, we on our second to last comment. It says Seton was filmed training with Trent Williams, his NFL idol. Oh, okay, so he already had a relationship, or he grew up watching him play this offseason. Yeah, I watched that video. It was pretty good. They were on a beach somewhere. Oh my God, Myles Garrett. Oh, B. Thomas is fanning over Myles Garrett. Yeah, they scared of him. I really think they scared of him and Njoku. They need to be scared of Tony. That's who they need to be scared of. It said Prime was teaching on trust from coaches to players and players to trust their coaches with each other. Okay, that's what the message was. It said K-Salt, Welch, and Taylor are going to have their way with Georgia Tech. K-Salt, Welch, and Taylor. Okay, put Trackhawk in there too, behind that massive O-line. And Simeon Price, put him in there too, and number 36. All those guys are 6'5" and up. Oh, they tall. Okay, two of them are 6'7". Who is 6'7"? Taylor. Oh, Taylor is Declan. Okay. How tall is Caden Salter? All right, y'all. We finna get out of here. That's my last comment. How tall is Caden Salter? I didn't think he was that tall. I know one thing. He like the Joker in Batman, but in a good way. It was a picture of him looking down with his eyes looking up. And I posted, I said, see this face right here? Don't ever underestimate nobody that make a face like that. I'm going to see if I can find a picture and share it tomorrow. It said, I really enjoy your shows. Keep up the good work. Okay, thank you, and come back tomorrow. All right, so we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody. This was awesome, awesome, awesome. Hit the like button on the way out. If you watch the replay, make sure to engage and leave us some comments. I'm always going through the comments. And again, Cameron, thank you for gifting 5 memberships to just people in the system chooses who it is. So y'all just make sure y'all come back. So y'all been thinking about being a member, you might be gifted one. All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. See y'all tomorrow, midday. I'll pop up, turn your notifications on. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. See y'all tomorrow night for sure, 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on What She Said Sports. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.